Okay, I'm live. I have no idea what you're talking about, Isaiah, but hi. Hi, anybody else who is here. Hi, Sticks. Hi, Special Iron. Told you I'd be back for Christmas. How's that clipper coming along? Good one. Hi, Adam. Rimmer salute. Let's see. I'm still a couple minutes early. I guess I'll try to wait a little bit, see if more people show up. Back to the Dinaverse. I'm not sure what you think the Dinaverse is. His season is 90% Rimmer. Oh, hi, Told Chalk. I don't think I saw you before. The season is 90% Rimmer free, but still, yeah. Oh, Roy G. Biv, I like your name. Well, I'm glad you're here. Ni hao. Shut up, Tara. Got set up just in time. Sister-in-law is round with her kids for the night. Just managed to get away. Hi, Noah. Well, I guess I'll just go ahead and get started. Oh, hi, Taijan. Okay, well, I guess I'll just get started here. We are on Stoke Me a Clipper. Appropriately. People are slowly trickling in, yeah. Imaginary chat attendee. I missed the last one or two. Where are we up to? We're at Stoke Me a Clipper. Ace Rimmer in Rimmer World. That would be interesting. Feel like I really did pick the best clips out of the series for this opening. All the ones that weren't used in any opening, anyway. Hi, Brandon. We open in some other dimension where turn it down a little bit on my end. Adventure where he has to rescue a princess.
You expect me to concede? No, Mr. Rimmer, I expect you to die.
Oh, and the bad guy has a pet alligator. Why not? He also gets an epic new theme song. Hi, Shamrock Particle. Anyway, Ace is left in an airplane that's about to crash. Well, now it's not loud enough. Fighting an alligator. So how does he get out of it? Ace Rimmer sky surfing on an alligator. Your argument is invalid. Bit of a dated meme there. What a guy. He stops them from killing the princess, but he takes some damage as well.
This is my best top, damn it!
Princess Bonjela, Ace Rimmer. There'll be time for explanations later, and hopefully some sex.
What a guy. Of course he rescues her, because he's Ace. Oh, and in case you wondered what happened to that alligator. Oh my god. Indeed. Meanwhile, back on Red Dwarf, Lister is going into an AR game, and remember how he liked to play Gumshoe? Same thing, basically, only with cheat codes.
Seducing the Queen of Camelot? I'm ashamed to be with you, sir. I haven't been this embarrassed since I was loosening my adjustment screws and my entire groinal box dropped into Mr. Rimmer's soup.
I would love to see that. I'm actually not sure why Crichton is there too, but his reactions are...
Poor alligator, yeah, I know.
The king is great in this. He plays it so seriously.
You accept this challenge from Lister of Smeg. What prize do you claim if you should defeat my best knight?
I claim, my lord, a night and a day in the bed of your good lady.
We accept the challenge.
The queen's like, sure, I'll hit that.
Chief, flatters onto the pound. The challenge shall commence.
I just love that accent.
I wonder how many fans say that about Lister. Anyway, Lister uses a cheat code to win.
I claim my prize, my lord.
Oh, I didn't realize that was Stryker from X-Men 2.
My fair lady will not succeed.
And then another. Stay classy, Lister. Also remember, someone had to program that into the game.
Has anybody got any whipped cream?
And I still love that king. By the way, he's an accomplished Shakespearean actor who is also in Braveheart. I love it when actors like that show up on Red Dwarf.
Yeah, I wish I knew he was the same guy who was in X-Men 2. I don't know how I missed that when I looked him up. Oh god, that this image.
There's a sight. Anyway, the game stops because Red Dwarf's power goes down.
Hi, Angus.
Last time we came across a lunatic trying to pull a stunt like this, it was Captain Smug Git himself, Ace Rimmer. Dear God, don't make it be him. I couldn't bear it.
Well, I said I'd be back for breakfast. How are those kippers doing, fellas?
Sorry, Rimmer.
According to the log, we're down to our last 3,000 vomit bags. It'll never be enough.
Now Ace has boarded the ship.
What have you been up to, sir?
Nothing special. Saved a couple of universes, overthrown a few dictatorships, turned down a heap full of marriage proposals, and had my highlights done.
What a guy!
That face about says it all. Ace wants to have a word with Rimmer, but he declines, in pure Rimmer fashion.
Thanks for the offer, but I'd rather smear my genitalia with fish paste and dangle them in a pool of hungry piranhas.
I'll take that as a no, then.
Remember he asked for you? He obviously feels some sort of bond.
The only bonding I want to do with him involves a tube of superglue and a rabid hamster.
But the rest of the crew talks him into it.
Oh, all right, I'm going.
Wow, Rimmer is really at his Rimmeriest in this episode.
Okay, allow me to show you to your sleeping quarters. They're about 50 yards down there on the right. Bye.
But Ace isn't looking too good.
I may need some help here, Aunt.
Of course, Rimmer is an ass about it at first, but then it gets kind of heavy.
Sorry to sound so damn melodramatic, but afraid I'm on the way out.
You're dying.
You got it, Aunt.
So yeah, Ace wants Rimmer to become the next Ace.
The universe needs a chap to look up to. Someone to right wrongs. And just generally be brave, handsome, and all-around magnificent.
And that goes about as well as you would expect.
It's your destiny, Arnie.
Once again, Rimmer knows himself better than anyone.
You're just afraid, old son. Afraid that you're not good enough. You've always wanted to play the hero. I'm not you. I think we established that in your last visit. I'm not the Ace you met last time, Arnie.
So Ace reveals something interesting. It turns out that there wasn't just one
doing
Ace,
so
and
bad.
this one is a hologram.
Lightby's been hit pretty bad. It's a power leakage.
Anytime an Ace was about to die, he'd find a Rimmer from another dimension to take up the mantle.
Shut up
I
then.
haven't got long. About the time I usually like to spend making love. Say 12 hours, maybe less. After that'll be too weak to train you. What do you say?
Nope. Anyway, Ace relays the story to Lister in hopes that he can help to convince Rimmer.
Skipper, you can't judge a book by its cover.
And you can't confuse Rimmer with a book. For a start, a book's got a spine.
Good one.
That is a good
Lister
one.
does what he does best, mocks Rimmer.
Oh, it's just you know, the next Ace. The very idea.
That's so ridiculous, Lister.
Of course, it's reverse psychology,
Most eunuchs have got more balls than you.
and it works.
I've taken Ace up.
Should talk about eunuchs a lot on this show, don't they?
Right now.
Ace begins training in using the AR machine. This thing really is Red Dwarf's answer to the holodeck, with way worse graphics.
Be the cougar running free and unfettered through the mountains. See the cougar, Arnie? It's you. Can you see it?
It's a start? So Rimmer is about to give up, but Ace isn't letting him off that easy.
It's now or never.
What's that?
Might be remote.
His next test is to fool the rest of the crew into thinking he's Ace. I don't know why, but I love how the remote changes everything but the hair, so he has to wear a wig.
Yeah, why wouldn't it change the hair too?
Yeah, that's a good look. So now Chris Berry is playing Rimmer doing a bad Ace impression, and it's amazing.
You sound a little different.
Can you be more specific?
67% more Weasley.
You stupid, jumped up little son of a... Oh.
Ooh.
Anyway, a knight from the game Lister was playing steps into reality to come after Lister, which
Now wait a minute, old friend. Let's just stay calm, shall we?
I'd complain about how that doesn't make sense, but as you'll see in a minute, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, he settles for going after Rimmer and a sword fight ensues.
Well, let's talk about this, shall we? Over a party and some toasted muffins?
And Rimmer stays in character as Ace the entire time. Anyway, he eventually just goes smeg-it and goes for a bazooka.
Oh yeah, the bazookoids look different this season.
My God.
I like the old ones
I
better.
did it.
After he leaves, the knight gets up, reveals that the bazookoid had blanks in it, and that it was actually Lister.
I did it.
It's kind of adorable how Rimmer is so proud of himself.
Well done, honey.
But
You've done us proud. Smoke me a kipper. I'll be back for...
and that's it for the previous Ace.
What's that the goalpost hit? No.
Watch Rimmer's reaction. He isn't sad so much as horrified. Because with the previous Ace gone, he now is Ace. Fortunately, Lister shows up just in time.
One of the knights has escaped from the AR machine. It's killed Rimmer. Isn't that right, Ace?
As much joking as there's been about how none of them would care if Rimmer died, now that it's happened, for all intents and purposes, they're still going to give him a decent send-off. Meanwhile, Rimmer isn't sure what to do and is thinking about staying on Red Dwarf.
Goodbye, with characters.
I can't hear this as well.
But Lister has something that will take Ace's coffin to a specific place.
Is there some more
Oh
beans
right,
for
this
the
bit.
Ace
I can't believe I forgot about this.
I'm getting cold feet, mister. I'm not sure I can go through with it.
In any case, Ace had suggested that Rimmer follow the coffin to see where it went because it might change his mind.
It's my destiny to be a smug, self-satisfied git.
You can be a different kind of Ace.
I mean, you were
He's a
already
different
that.
kind of git. Afterwards is Rimmer's funeral. I just noticed that the podium where Crichton is standing has a big H on it. I guess we're not going to see that symbol again for a while. Naturally, it's kind of snarky in the beginning.
On occasion, he was a small-minded, bureaucratic, incompetent, cowardly little person.
I love that Lister's tie is just a piece of black duct tape stuck on his shirt. Even Rimmer's blow-up doll is there for the occasion. But toward the end, everyone is fairly respectful. I mean, you know, considering the show and everything.
See you, Smeggett.
Later, bud.
Goodbye, Mr. Smith.
When Rimmer originally died aboard Red Dwarf, Holly brought him back as a hologram to keep her sane. Never an easy task. He succeeded spectacularly.
That's debatable.
Placed first officer Rimmer's decoration into the coffin.
But they promote him to first officer, which honestly kind of makes me tear up.
Yeah, that's really sweet, actually.
First officer Rimmer.
First Officer Rimmer.
Aww. So Starbuck follows the coffin through the wormhole, revealing this amazing shot.
No.
Which makes Rimmer realize that he's a part of something much bigger than he could have imagined.
They all did it. Are you really going to be the one to break the chain?
Cut to Rimmer having accepted his role as this dimension's ace, about to go on a new adventure.
Stoke me a glibber. I'll be back for Christmas.
Whatever.
But yeah, he's still Rimmer.
Just have to say one last goodbye.
Aww.
See you, David. Wait.
Yeah, good luck, man.
And so ends Stoke Me a Clipper. season 7 is a little hit or miss for me, but damn if it doesn't start off really strong. First Tika to ride and now Stoke me a clipper. As you can probably tell if you didn't know already, this episode really did write Rimmer out of the show. Red Dwarf is a really difficult show to film, especially at this point in the series where every episode was treated like a mini-movie. And Chris Berry was just getting kind of burned out. Plus, he was on another successful series at the time that was a lot easier to film and decided to focus on that for a while. This isn't the last time we see Rimmer. He shows up in flashbacks and dream sequences and such in the next few episodes, and technically a spoiler, but Rimmer comes back for good in season 8. I mean, if you've been watching these videos, you already know that since I've shown stills from later seasons and Rimmer is in them, so... But even knowing that, it's kind of heartwarming that they wanted to give Rimmer and Chris Berry a proper send-off. And it's bittersweet, because in the beginning we see the insanely heroic things he'll be expected to do, and who knows if he's really ready for that. Plus, this is the last appearance of Ace Rimmer, so far anyway, so this Rimmer's fate is completely unknown.
Hi, Flash.
It's also interesting to see Rimmer and Ace play off each other in a slightly less immature way than in Dimension Jump. Rimmer still makes a couple of homophobic remarks, but there are serious moments too. I really like this bit.
I'm not you. I think we established that in your last visit.
It really puts his whole inferiority complex into perspective. Not to mention how happy he seems to be later on when Ace tells him he did a good job. And even though it all happens in one episode, it's nice to see some major character growth in Rimmer. He goes from abject coward to potential hero. And he and Lister seem to make things right. Lister actually helps him out and Rimmer gives him a hug before he leaves.
No.
And again, there's a lot of weight in this one. The end of Rimmer's funeral, as silly as the Rimmer salute is, seeing all of them doing it in his honor is genuinely heartwarming. And the image of millions of previous aces forming a ring around a planet is just an amazing thing to see. Godspeed, Rimmer. Next up is Ouroboros. See you then.
I'll let it play for the Ace music. Do 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 do. Yeah, I definitely left Channel Awesome by now.
Bring me this knave's manhood on a silver platter.
Hey, steady.
Hey, steady.
Disembowel him and feed his innards to the crew.
Me and Lee used to quote that sometimes. Like, hey, steady. Ouroboros is next. Oh boy. For better or for worse. You ever think about doing Star Trek DS9 or TNG reviews? That would take way too long. And also, I don't really have time to do like episode by episode recaps anymore. As I mentioned in previous streams, this always seems to come up for some reason. I would like to at some point do a series of videos about Luoxana Troy in the style of how I did the cat videos for Red Dwarf, so I'd like to do that someday. But yeah, I'm never gonna do like an episode by episode treatment of any Star Trek shows because they all run too long. It would take forever. And again, I don't really have time now that I have a full-time job. We're about to witness the rescue of Princess Bongello. We're not about to witness the sex, though. Yeah, fortunately. The Con remix? Do you think Cat uses catnip? He might. I know he compared something to industrial strength catnip previously, so apparently he has at some point. Maybe not industrial strength, but whatever, you know what I mean. More villains need a pet alligator, I know, right? That one villain in Batman Returns had alligators, although I don't know that they were pets so much as... Oh, well, I guess they were, kinda. Apparently this was one of the few times where Howard Goodall got to make use of a full orchestra. Oh, yeah. Makes sense. I still love that the alligator took a lot longer to land than Ace, despite Ace using a parachute. Yeah, good point. Well, of course, yeah. Well, yeah, Rimmer's hard light now, so he can eat. And that's where someone commented on Brian Cox. Apparently he was, I saw a video recently that was talking about how he made a comment recently that was being positive towards Bryan Singer, which isn't great. I didn't make the connection that it was the same guy, though. As I said last time, the lengths modders have been known to go to make games dirty. It doesn't surprise me that there are sex cheats in the game. That's true. I guess I assume the original developers would have to have put it in there, but yeah, someone could have hacked it. How are the kippers smoking? I have never had kippers. I don't normally like fish, with the exception of like tilapia and pollock, the ones that basically have no flavor. Oh, you could see Tara's tail at the bottom of the screen. Yeah, sometimes when she walks by, you can see that. Are we sure Lister's not a god? I'm not sure what you mean. Eunuchs, the unsung heroes of Red Dwarf. Excuse me. Kind of like when Mel Blanc had to do the voice of Daffy Duck imitating Bugs Bunny and vice versa. I don't remember that. Oh, slightly off topic, but because the subject of Tom and Jerry comes up occasionally, I guess like yesterday or something was something like the 83rd birthday of Tom and Jerry. Or anniversary, I guess. So that was interesting. I love Tom and Jerry. I'd like to do videos on it someday, but I don't know when or how. This is the reason why Captain Lister is better for Rimmer. He's the only one who helps Rimmer become an officer and achieve his goals. You must be talking about the Skipper episode. I think the podium is just the scanner table with an H stenciled on it. Oh yeah, probably. This and Back to Earth were the only parts of Red Dwarf not filmed in front of a live studio audience, which is par for the course for most TV comedies now. Interesting. It's saying something that even Cat respects Rimmer by doing his trademark salute. Yeah, I think I probably mentioned that in the Cat video. Cat mostly stays quiet during that scene, which is about the best you can expect from him. Where do you get that it's only 13 alternate universes? Lister Rimmer bro hug. Yep. Kind of telling that the best Red Dwarf 7 episodes were Rimmer episodes. That's true. The next one has hologram Lister. Oh yeah. Has an alternate version of Cat too. The British acting circle is really quite familiar with all the crossovers. That approach with certain characters and their arcs on the show in Star Trek sounds like a well-structured format for your schedule. Oh, you mean like doing it the way I do the cat videos? Yeah. Maybe. Actually, I'm the one drinking tea, although technically it's tea flavored Crystal Light. It's actually like lemon tea. It's pretty good. High song referring to the... Oh, that was... If worded better, that would have been a great one. Tom and Jerry is old. It really is. No, I'm an atheist and he believes in Silicon Heaven. Oh, specifically Series 7 and Back to Earth, right? I was thinking you meant this episode. Silicon Purgatory is where the mobile phones go. Silicon Hell is where the N-Gage went. Last time I watched anything Tom and Jerry was years ago. It was a compilation of Tom making Will Hannah's iconic scream. Yeah, I love that. I love Tom's scream. Tom and Jerry is old but still highly appreciated depending on which era. Yeah, highly depending on the era. I love the episode. The line from The Simpsons that sticks with me the most is when there was and this has been quoted a lot on the internet, but usually without the context, where Krusty the Clown, introduced Itchy and Scratchy, but said it was being done by some German animation company, and then they showed it and it was completely nonsensical, and they cut back to Krusty going, "What the hell was that?" That's a reference to the Gene Deitch era of Tom and Jerry, and I fucking love that joke. Lister was born of two universes, and his sons were born of two universes, who are both Lister, making him Jesus. Oh no, I've gone cross-eyed. Oh, hi, Artie. Where'd I leave off at? There we go. Lister is the ultimate atheist, also may remember things even with time distortions. Worker and Parasite? Was that the episode of The Simpsons I was referring to? I don't remember anything about the rest of the episode, I just remember that gag. God, the Gene Deitch era of Tom and Jerry was so fucking bad. Anyway. Just went off on my own little tangent there. Worker and Parasite were the Eastern European versions of Itchy and Scratchy. Oh, okay. I didn't remember that part of it. That was the Foreign Cat and Mouse and the Krusty Show. Okay, I didn't remember that they had different names. I just remembered that they introduced it, said it was from just some German company or some German animator, and then they showed it, and then he reacted. That was all I remembered. Okay. Ouroboros. We'll see if this episode is good or not. I honestly don't remember.
We open with a box containing a baby being placed under a pool table, which may sound familiar if you've been paying attention.
It was found under the pool table in a box.
And someone finds it.
Written its name on the side here. Ouroboros.
The way it's spelt, you must have been thinking, and the ticket tells what?
Someone who isn't very smart.
Wonder what'll become of it? Something terrible, no doubt.
cut to Lister brushing and shaving at the same time.
Hi, Jerry
and plucking
Doomfield.
nose hairs with salad tongs. That's another thing that was referenced in an earlier episode.
What did you do to upset it? Absolutely nothing. I was just sitting there minding my own business, plucking out my lengthier nostril hairs and a pair of cooking tongs. It'll take about half an hour to prepare some dental adhesive.
Yes, I know about Danny John Jewel's nephew.
Meanwhile, Crichton finds a rather effeminate robe that he eventually plans on altering to look less feminine for Lister, so he has him try it on.
Women of the agony of childbirth, and we have...
Anyway, Lister has put the cat back in with wood glue and immediately tries to floss.
What is wrong with me?
I mean, you could cut some of the floss off so it's less noticeable in the meantime. Anyway, something
Yeah.
unusual has shown up on the radar, so they go to check it out. It's coming right at them, and there's no time to veer away from it.
I suggest we treat it like a tidal wave, sir, and head straight for the eye of the storm. Go for it, man.
So they go right in.
Well, I'm thinking of some kind of subspace energy disturbance down on the engineering deck.
So now there's a portal in the engineering deck that leads to a space between dimensions.
What the hell is that? Non-space, sir. An abyss of infinite nothingness, where time doesn't seem to exist. Sounds like Rimmer's organ recital night.
Rimmer, gone but not forgotten. In any case, now they're being confronted with a version of themselves from a parallel dimension. This version of Lister is a hologram.
So in your dimension, Lister died. In the radiation leak that wiped out Red Dwarf. Remember coming back from shore leave on Venus?
Where the hell have you been? I've reported you as AWOL.
Like I said, not forgotten.
And you? What are you? I don't think it sounds cruel, but in comparison, you're scum. And second grade scum at that.
Anyway, it's revealed that when Lister was on shore leave, he'd done it to get over his breakup.
I don't know how I feel about that uniform.
Do ha ha.
Remember, people who say ha-ha have no sense of humour. They just can't think of a witty retort.
Oh ha ha.
Also, the full-on Rimmer salute is back.
Have sex with someone and that's in order.
Yes, ma'am. Right with her.
Anyway, we find out that Kachansky had broken up with him for a Dear John letter.
Look, there's more to life than hanging out in your bunk, eating delivery curries and having fantastic sex.
And she left him for a guy named Tim, who was apparently also mentioned in Sirens.
She discarded you for a catering officer.
Just not by name.
That guy is such a poser. The way he always wears that white suit and that stupid big white floppy hat.
He's a chef.
Hi, Mario
Either way,
dude.
he's gonna come up again.
I just think that perhaps if he would...
So in this version, when Lister snuck Frankenstein on board, he was caught by Kachansky, who confiscated her. Off topic, but I love Lister's shades. However, I'm really bothered by the fact that Frankenstein is a kitten here. The entire reason the cat race started was because Lister smuggled a pregnant cat on board, and clearly this cat is way too young to be pregnant. I guess they made it a kitten so it'd be extra cute and maybe it'd be more convincing that Kachansky couldn't bring herself to destroy it. But Frankenstein apparently not pregnant when brought on board.
Looks a little like Baby Tara.
Continuity. It's just weird to me that they went to the trouble of showing how the cat race can exist without Lister in the picture, but they kind of left out the most important detail. Also, holy shit, that looks far too much like a microwave.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm out cold for 6 months, okay?
Ha, what a softie. So yeah, in this timeline, Kachansky was the one who ended up in stasis. Lister was killed with the rest of the crew and was later brought back as a hologram, which means that Kachansky was the one who survived the disaster that killed the rest of the Red Dwarf crew. And of course she shows up while Lister looks like this.
You're an alternate version of Dave.
Well, I like to think of myself as the definitive version, you know. Home to perfection by time and evolution.
In any case, they want to exchange supplies and help each other out however they can while the rift is still open.
There is something you could do for us.
Also, Kachansky has kind of an awkward request.
At some point, I want to have children. Perhaps you could
Yeah?
fill this up.
I'd rather be standing a bit closer. So worked out for you guys then.
That's a good bit.
Couldn't be more happy. Well outside a major dental surgery with a rusty knife.
I just remembered that in Dimension Jump, Lister said he was okay with an alternate version of himself being with Kachansky.
Everybody did, but I didn't. He deserves the love. For me, it kind of makes sense of all this stuff.
It's a little different when you're confronted with it, huh, Lister? Anyway, here's a literal blast from the past. Remember Lister's Gelf bride who he ran away from in Emohawk?
I forgot.
The Gelf tribe leaders
Forgot
swore revenge.
they showed up in this.
Well, however interesting their timing is, the Gelfs have found them. They blow a hole in the portal between where the two groups are standing, and Kachansky falls into it.
No, that was dental floss hanging from his teeth. He had glued a crown back in with wood glue, and then he tried to immediately floss his teeth, and the floss stuck to the glue.
Hologram Lister can't quite get to her, but our Lister is able to do it in kind of a weird way. That is some strong wood glue. So the Delft ship destroys the portal and Kachansky is separated from her crew. I never noticed before, but I'm sort of amused that Crichton made it a point to get her jacket. So Kachansky wakes up to find Lister hovering over her and assumes it's her Lister.
Sir, I think Miss Kachansky is under the delusion that you're not now Crichton, man.
Wait a minute. This isn't the medibay.
I think you must have mistaken me for your Lister.
Oh, that's what I've been trying to tell you all along, sir.
Were you?
That's the kind of guy you are. Someone who'd take advantage of a woman who's half insensible.
She's not wrong.
Yeah.
Wait, you mean I'm stuck here with you?
Anyway, now she really wants to get back to her own Starbug, but now they're being attacked.
They've sent a scan, sir.
So now Lister realizes which Gelf are attacking, and
My God, it's the missus.
You married this?
Yeah, too.
Kachansky overhears some of it, and of course no one clearly explains to her what exactly happened.
In Gelf law, separation is impossible.
Oh god, this bit.
special dispensation from.
They really run the whole Gelf language gag into the ground here. I have to admit though, the first time I saw this, the bit where Crichton sounds like he's trying to cough up a hairball made me laugh so hard I couldn't breathe.
It really did.
Anyway,
Insufferable version of Crichton incoming, yep.
That was pretty badass. So sometime later there's talk about how they haven't found Kachansky's ship yet, and Crichton's not happy about it.
She was merely trying you out to compare you with her, Mr. Lister.
And apparently her version of Lister is great.
Actually, a soft light hologram. That's made him sensitive and caring in a way most men aren't. He even enjoys shopping for shoes. A human male who's prepared to have in-depth discussions about relationships.
In a stereotypical what all women in media want kind of way.
She can't stay here, sir. She just can't.
Anyway, Crichton is super jealous of Kachansky in the way that a really insecure, smothering mother would be jealous of her son's girlfriend.
She's gonna take you away from me! I just...
Oh.
Which is cute in theory, but some of the comedy in this bit falls kind of flat for me for some reason. I think I find this voice that Crichton's doing just a little too grating.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen her naked!
Oh, I get a kick out of his description of her body.
She's got all those in-and-out bits that you like.
In and out
And his
bits.
totally accurate impression of Kachansky.
So she walked in here now and took all her clothes off and said, "Ew, make love to me, you horny dude."
Anyway, Lister tries
What?
to reassure Crichton that he'd rather fold sheets with him than have sex
He
with
sounds like
Kachansky.
Miss Piggy.
And she's standing there all
Hi, Birdie.
naked with all the in-and-out bits going all inny and outy. You're lying!
Oof.
Why can't she be more like Mr. Rimmer? He didn't have any in-and-out bits hardly at all.
Was that another knock at Rimmer's manhood? I think it was.
Most likely.
You're lying!
Yeah, definitely the voice. This is probably the line of the episode, though.
I'm gonna end up on my own again, just like I did on the Nova 5.
You killed the crew, Crichton.
Anyway, Crichton decides to handle his dislike of Kachansky in a more productive way than just whining about it, and tries to help her find her ship. They have an idea of how to locate it, so they get on that. But Kachansky calls him out on said dislike.
I need to know why.
Well, you're not good enough for him, but he doesn't need the likes of you bewitching him with all your in-and-out bits. All pointy and unnecessary.
Like I said, neurotic, jealous mother.
All pointy and unnecessary.
Well, at least I don't have a ridiculous walk.
Yeah, that's a good one coming from Crichton.
At least I don't walk like this.
Anyway, their argument is interrupted when an alarm goes off, alerting them that the ship has been located.
You can leave!
So contact is made, and they resume what they were going to do with exchanging supplies and such.
18 crates of curry and no pasta at all.
Other Lister is like, oh my god, let's get out of here. Meanwhile, Lister has done what Kachansky requested in the beginning, and now they're saying their goodbyes. She asks if there's any advice he'd like to pass on to the baby, and his response, among other mundane things, is...
Don't go to Sweden. Avoid sprouts.
Wow, there's another reference to an earlier episode.
Remember, you know damn well sprouts make me choke.
Also, don't jack off after handling chili peppers.
Feels like a bomb just gone off in your pants. Just make him understand why I'm not there. I don't want to end up like me.
And now Lister's origin is brought up with the box under the pool table.
I think that's why I spent most of my early life drifting, you know. I didn't have anything to live up to because I didn't know who I was, where I came from.
Aw, that's an interesting look into Lister's motivations, actually.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, who didn't see that coming? So Kachansky leaves as Kat is bringing in a case from the other Starbug.
What's this?
Oh, it's the symbol for infinity, sir. The snake eating its own tail and thus completing the everlasting circle of life that has no beginning or end.
It turns out that it was originally a case for everlasting batteries, and the company was called Ouroboros. That causes Lister to remember what was written on the box he was found in, and he has an epiphany.
The in vitro tube, the one Kachansky's got. The frozen embryo. It's me.
Yes, Lister is his own
Crichton
dad.
blocked.
Don't think that's not going to come up again.
Chris is my ex-girlfriend and me mum.
And now he needs to get the test tube back.
Mum, wait!
Oh, Lister, don't call her mom.
Right.
So
That's
of course
weird.
The Gelfs show up again at the worst possible time. They destroy the portal again, and Kachansky gets separated from her crew again. But she's determined not to let it happen this time. And that doesn't work out too well for her. But there's still a chance our Lister could save her. They only have about 20 seconds before she's out of reach. So Lister quickly grabs a crossbow and some rope. Ow! Just be glad his aim wasn't worse.
I bought you a drink, but don't think for 1 minute it means I've gone all mushy on you.
Oh god, Crichton's a tsundere. Later on, Kachansky is still determined to find her way back home.
Oh, Mom.
Hi, Dr. Gilmore.
Welcome aboard.
Forget tsundere, he's just a full-on asshole. Also, best face. 18 months later, Lister uses the time drive to drop himself off under the pool table.
For a long time, you think that you were abandoned, but you weren't.
Those green screen effects, I know.
Round in time. The human race can never become extinct. I'll see you soon.
Aww. And so ends Ouroboros. So, yeah, Kachansky's back. Obviously played by another actress. I think they couldn't get the original one to come back, so Chloe Annett was cast. I don't really have a preference.
It's probably
Claire
Annette,
Grogan
but
was
whatever.
cuter and seemed nicer and was more likable, but this one definitely has more depth, so it's kind of a trade-off. I'll admit, sometimes I do find her a bit grating, but I think maybe that's the point. She is technically a replacement for Rimmer after all, and while definitely not an exact replacement, she does fill the role of the one crew member that is kind of a black sheep. Either way, she and Lister do have good chemistry. And I know there are fan theories about why she looks different, but I'm not interested in going into them. You all can have whatever you want as your own headcanon. To me, it's just an actor being replaced on a TV show. It happens all the time on network TV. TV Tropes calls it The Other Darren, as a reference to Bewitched, which is probably the most popular example. In that case, I prefer Dick York. As for this episode, it's kind of hit or miss for me. Like I said, some of the comedy falls a little flat, and boy does Crichton's character take a turn I don't like. But the drama was handled really well, and I appreciate that this is an important episode. Lister's origin was revealed, and a new character was brought in one fell swoop, and story-wise, it's interesting. Oh, and fun fact about baby Lister. He was played by Danny John Jules' nephew. They did already have a baby who was supposed to play baby Lister, but apparently he was way more dark-skinned than Craig Charles. So Danny recommended his nephew, so yeah, definitely a better match. So that's about all I have to say about this episode. Like I said, it's hit or miss, but there are some great lines, and the references to earlier episodes are fun. Next up is Duct Soup. See you then.
Oh, Duct Soup. I feel like I'm the only person in the world who likes that one. Oh, oops. Oh, what am I doing? I messed up. Hang on. Sorry. I had a brain fart there. I forgot about the, gotta wait for the next one to start, and then I skipped 30 seconds ahead. Why are you not loading?
It wasn't Ouroboros. It was Ouroboros.
What was?
The message that was written on the side of the box.
You came in a box. That explains everything.
Alright, now I can skip ahead. Okay. I'm just scanning past everyone saying hi to each other. That's why I was quiet for a second. I was looking for something to comment on. Cats are so cute. I always wish I had one, yeah. They're usually nice to have around. Sometimes they're a pain in the butt. Like anything. Like any pet. Lister and Kachansky are dad and mum of the cat race. I guess in a way. I'd like to ignore that part of canon. Yeah, it's a little weird. Especially with him still, you know, lusting after Kachansky. Gold Crichton is not bad looking, yeah. We see Gold Crichton again in season 8. Insufferable version of Crichton incoming. Yeah, boy. Crichton was a little hard to deal with in seasons 7 and 8. Thank God he got better afterwards. Okay, so I watched a Gene Deitch short of Tom and Jerry. I feel like someone laced my drink with drugs. What the fuck was that? Right? The sound effects are like, well, the sound in general is like you're holding your head underwater. That annoyed me too. Oh, the kitten thing? Yeah. People keep trying to like... I'm pretty sure I remember people trying to defend it in the comments, but like there's really no defense for that. Contrary to popular opinion, I find Crichton's high-pitched voice a little funny. I think it's in small enough doses that it doesn't wear out its welcome. I mean, excuse me. I mean, when it's in small enough doses, yeah, but there are some episodes where he does it way too much. I appreciate whenever we get model shots in season 7, the CGI Starbug isn't the same. I don't really notice the difference, to be honest. And nails meet chalkboard with Crichton's voice. Yup. In the novel, that's actually true. He killed the crew by cleaning the computer with soapy water. Those big things on your chest, what's the point of those? No loss of thermodynamics in Red Dwarf. Well, maybe they aren't literally everlasting. Crichton is so out of character in this and the next season. He is. I think he's a bit better in season 8. He drops the whole obnoxious jealous of Kachansky after a while in season 8. I guess so. Should we call the trope the other Dumbledore? Well, no, because it's been going on longer than that. The H on her forehead doesn't glimmer as bright. Dick Sargent, didn't he play Dick York on Bewitched? I can believe Crow said that. I think Chloe's Kachansky being a bit more cold could have been a bit more interesting if they explored a did Lister really know her story, an exploration of loving someone he never really knew. That's a good point. I mean, I thought she was fine in it. She could have been written better. The actor was fine, I mean. Oh, Restarting the video from the beginning fits with the theme of the episode. That's true. I like duck soup for the roaring noise scene. Cat's insensitivity to Lister's claustrophobia. Yeah, Cat is great in that one. Does Kochanski even like Hammond organ music like Rimmer? I think not. No matter how likable she was, I think Chloe was doomed to be disliked from the start purely for replacing Rimmer and Claire Grogan. Good point. I didn't like the whole plot of Lister being his own dad, but I appreciate it now due to what they did with it in the later episode. Fathers and Sons. Yeah, I love that one. To everyone new here, I'll just warn you that this chat may contain graphic conversations of food, sonic ponies, and Red Dwarf. But no torture. Hi, Pajama Critic. In Kochanski's reality, could she be the cat god? Yeah, I mean, I would think so. Cat mum goddess. According to TV Trope, Series 7 is generally considered the worst series rather than Series 8. That's weird. I don't know why people would think 7 was worse than 8. No Rimmer, I guess, but... Hi, Hershey. Yep, Season 7. I think Chloe's best moment as Kochanski was in Epidem. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we did mention Curry. Oh, all right, let's go.
So it's like 92 degrees in the middle of the night. Aside from not being able to sleep for that reason, Lister is also thirsty and he has to go to the bathroom.
So much has confronted all men since the beginning of time. To pee or not to pee, that is the question.
Meanwhile, Kochanski is being driven insane from hearing noises in the pipes.
No, that's wrong. You've gone out of sequence. If you're going to keep me up all night, just do it right, okay?
Kill two birds with one shot.
I could have gone the rest of my life without knowing that Lister pees in the shower. Though refrigerating the pillow is kind of smart.
Women would never have fridges like this. Chill trainers, it just wouldn't happen.
So I guess this is a thing people do to kill the smell of shoes. Apparently putting them in the freezer kills the bacteria. I had to look this up because I literally never heard of it before this show. Also, apparently you're supposed to put them in a bag first.
I need sleep, I need clothes, I need cottage cheese with pineapple chunks in.
Anyway,
Cottage cheese with pineapple chunks in.
My ship, and I ended up here with a fridge full of trainers, 2 sets of clothes and pipes that squill over my nation, you mean?
As awful as she can be at times, I kind of feel bad for her right now.
How did I end up like this? On a ship where the 4th most popular pastime is going down to the laundry room and watching my knickers spin dry.
Yeah, this is just sad.
I'm not here as a sad and lonely person who's entertained by women's underwear spin drying.
My God, a cheese train. Where?
And to top it off, all of her clothes have shrunk in the dryer. Well, she found some peaches. That's a step in the right direction.
We'll fix those pipes.
If you could just make them go in a reek every time without any squillucles, I'd be so grateful.
But yeah, she's just broken now.
Come on, come with me. I've got something to show you.
I can't imagine that a hot bath would be that great when it's over 90 degrees in the room, but Kochanski seems pleased with it.
I'm saving it for your birthday.
There's some makeup in there, too.
He also got her some girly things. That's so nice. Go, Lister.
Chris is sleeping in my quarters tonight, right?
In your quarters, sir?
Yeah, she's gonna have a nice hot bath.
So now Crichton assumes that Lister and Kochanski are an item, and he has a total meltdown as he imagines what he thinks the future will be.
You know what it's like, man. It's the 4th law of the universe. You settle down with a woman, and the first thing they do is systematically set about getting rid of all your mates.
And you see, we're all a bit embarrassed of you because you've got a funny shaped head.
You're not human, are you? You're a robot.
Yeah.
Because this is how Lister acts.
If you need anyone to scrub your back or anything, don't hesitate to call. I can be here in 20 seconds.
I won't.
But as it so happens, the power goes out before she can take a bath anyway.
The generator's down, sir. I was just adjusting the thermo settings and it overloaded. Give it a few seconds and the emergency backup will kick in. I'll look into it immediately, sir.
the doors are locked. Apparently that happens in an emergency to keep fires from spreading. Seems like that also keep people from escaping a fire, but whatever. And with the power out, the autopilot isn't even running.
You mean this ship's careening out of control through space with absolutely zero expertise at the helm?
No change there, then.
How dare you? Cat's an awesome pilot. Anyway, they need to start up the
Right?
backup generator, but the only way to do it is through the service ducts.
2 miles of ventways that wind their way through the ship like intestines.
And it's gonna take 6 hours. So they go into the duct through a vent above Lister's shower.
Keyring scene?
I don't feel so good.
And it turns out that Lister is claustrophobic, so this is gonna be a fun romp.
Didn't you guys know?
Anyway, Lister and Kachansky split up from Kat and Crichton.
Just need something to take him out of it.
So Kachansky tries to get his mind off of it.
Yes,
by
this
talking
is the
about
whiny
differences
Crichton
between
season,
Lister
unfortunately.
and her Lister.
Going out with him?
It wasn't my time.
He was well dressed, neat, sophisticated, sensitive. Why wasn't he your type?
He was gay.
I'm gay in an alternative dimension.
Yes.
Me?
Now Lister has a complex about it.
No, what am I thinking of? I am not gay.
Like a Red Dwarf before the accident, I had loads of gay friends.
Yes, so did I.
This leads to Kachansky claiming that Lister didn't have any gay friends, and he claims that he did.
What about Bet Bob?
Bent Bob.
It was a nickname. It was affectionate. I mean, obviously, only ever used it behind his back.
Also, she mentions that in her reality, Todd Hunter was also gay.
Used to fool around, slept with women.
That doesn't mean anything.
Yes, it does.
So it turns out that she made all that up just to distract him. Go Kachansky.
So you're Dave, isn't he? Yes.
Hi, Moonbeam.
So Crichton and Kat return saying that they found the way to a supply room.
We can't get through to unscrew the fastening bolts. No.
By the way, Crichton's accent always makes it sound like he's calling Kachansky Mom.
It's nearly 1 a.m., Mama. What are you doing up?
Which is ironic, because clearly he's the mom. Anyway, they need her to help unscrew
I
something.
said sounds like mom, not that he's saying
She and
mom.
Kat
I'd
switch places.
so many people try to correct me on that, like I don't know what ma'am is.
And of course, he immediately starts in with saying inappropriate things.
So how come you didn't get it when we was in that tunnel when all the walls was
I don't always get it, okay? Just sometimes.
I like that they threw in a quick explanation about why we didn't know about this before now. So Kat asks why he's claustrophobic, so he tells a story about how he got involved with this girl when he was a teenager, and it turned out that she already had a boyfriend.
She leapt up into the sun of the door, so I jumped into this wooden bag in case it was in. He sealed me up in the box and said he was going to drop me in the canal. Drove me out there. In the end, relented. Stepped out. Bollock naked. Right in the middle of the
Bollock naked.
production of the importance of being honest.
Yeah, that's definitely a traumatic experience. Meanwhile, Crichton is wondering why he didn't know about Lister's claustrophobia since he tells him so many other things, like the thing Lister told him about Kachansky.
You mean he told you about the rusty gate?
Oh, the rusty gate. That was one of the first things he told us.
He told you that I make it sound like a rusty gate when I'm making love?
No, he told us his grandma once had a rusty gate and he helped fix it.
Figures.
Just shut up, okay? I never said that.
Just cross-fighting that story under B for blackmail and A for anecdote.
So Kachansky tries to tell Crichton that she's no longer interested in Lister, but he's not buying it.
What about the way you look at him?
What way?
Like he's a pot of cottage cheese with pineapple chunks in.
How could you say that? Maybe once or twice plain cottage cheese, but never, ever with pineapple chunks in.
Amazing dialogue in this episode.
Pineapple chunks in. That just sounds funny as an
Kat
American.
hears something.
It's like water roaring down, say, a passageway.
And Lister remembers something.
Every 4 hours, the boys get back washed.
Anyway, they manage to avoid it.
I hate this. I really hate this.
Now Kat hears another sound.
Is it a sort of cat being smacked on the head by a snagged off Lister's fist kind of noise?
It's a sort of swirly, windy, hurricane kind of noise. The dryer! The vents get drying after the backwash.
So they hang on for dear life, but to no avail.
I am not having a good day!
Boy, do I know that feeling.
This should help her take away the rising.
I've always thought about clipping that and just kind of putting it on YouTube so I could use it as a reaction sometimes because I love that line. I am not having a good day!
So now they've regrouped and the conversation turns to the subject of cannibalism.
Good, because there's no way I could ever eat a person.
No way I could ever cook one either. Not without my slow cooker.
Did they forget to reactivate Crichton's behavior protocols? That would actually explain a lot of his actions in Season 7. Lister ends up
good
talking
point,
about some
Pasadena.
rough times in the orphanage.
Dawn was always pitch black. The tax sods didn't allow so much as night light, just to save electricity.
Kachansky, on the other hand, went to cyber school, which involved an AR program.
And suddenly there we'd be, in a perfect replica of a girls' boarding school. For history, they brought in Disraeli and Genghis Khan. For literature, they let us talk to Shakespeare and Dickens.
Anyway, coming out of it was a rough transition.
It was in the real life for the first time. No protectors. I went insane.
Really?
Yeah, I was a ritual punk.
They always say the hardest part about leaving cyberspace is realizing the whole universe does not revolve around you.
That explains a lot, actually.
Sure doesn't. It revolves around me.
Also, that's one of my favorite cat lines.
Why is this place hot?
Anyway, soon after, they realize it's getting hotter despite the generators having been turned back on, so they should be cooling the ship back down. And the reason for that is because they're heading towards the sun.
But it's all my fault.
And it turns out that while Crichton didn't intend for this to happen, he did intentionally override the generators.
Crichton, Mum, what made you do it? I didn't want you to feel bad, Mom.
So Crichton basically brings up what happened in his daydream, with Lister basically leaving him for Kachansky.
I'd have been on my own again.
Crichton!
I was just so scared.
Oh god, not this again. So Lister knows of a way to get to their destination a lot faster, and it basically involves using the water to propel them to where they need to go. Pretty unpleasant, but it got them there. But they messed up and end up back in Lister's bathroom again where they started.
How?
Boy, Crichton's batting 1,000 today. But it turns out that they're okay after all.
I excluded the doors from the shutdown override in case. Anything happened? You put me through that nightmare when we could just walk out that door at any moment.
I thought I was joking about the behavior protocols thing, but I'm starting to think that's a valid theory. But Kachansky seems surprisingly okay.
Apparently I was wrong about something coming up here.
It was an emotional journey where you gleaned invaluable insights into your crewmates. This was your rites of passage. Am I right?
Say Eureka.
Eureka.
So Crichton really had nothing better to do than to make noises just to keep Kachansky awake? Hit him harder, Jesus Christ. And so...
everybody in the world disagrees with me, so I guess I was wrong about that. But yeah, that's what I really thought that was what they were implying with her saying, say Narik so she could hit him. People are just like, she's just making an excuse to hit him. And I'm like, but why does she need an excuse? She could just do it. So if I'm wrong, I still think that's kind of weirdly done. I don't totally blame myself for that.
So ends Duct Soup. This is one of those episodes that's really simple but great, just because of all the character development. It's basically Marooned with a mostly different cast, and that's fine. The funny thing is, I think Crichton was basically right. This did help Kachansky bond with the rest of the crew, and she got to show a more vulnerable side. She's the kind of character that tends to perpetually have a stick up their ass, so we occasionally need to be reminded of their humanity so we don't hate them. That's why Rimmer episodes are so great. We also got to learn more about Lister's past and how it contrasts with Kachansky's. On the other hand, I can kind of do without Crichton. He's just kind of hard for me to stomach when Kachansky is involved. On the upside, while there isn't any character development for Cat naturally, he does have some great lines, which I'll get more into in the Cat videos. Basically, nearly everyone is great in this. There isn't much more to be said about this one. I like it a lot, and I think it's one of the better Season 7 episodes. But there's only so much you can say about a locked in the freezer episode, though ironically the threat is heat instead of cold. Next up is Blue. See you then.
I had no idea how many people hated this episode when I made this video.
It's true. Isn't true. It is. It isn't. It isn't. It is. Isn't. It is. Isn't. It is. What are you talking about? About me being really mature.
Blue, that's a good one. Okay, so now I want to see the Kachansky worshipping variants of the fanatical cats from the Promised Land. Yeah, that would have been fun. Last night I was scratching Sophie with both hands and she stuck her tongue out of her mouth and acted like a puppy, kicking her legs like crazy. Oh, that's so cute. How do they know when it's night? They are in space. Yeah. I'm not sure how they keep track of dates either, but whatever. It's just set to whatever the time and date on Earth is, I guess. Well, TV Tropes is wrong. Season 7 isn't great, but at least it had the JFK episode and the Rimmer becoming Ace episode. Yeah. Meanwhile, 8 has Pete. Which I didn't hate Pete, but yeah, it wasn't a great episode. Would microwaving the shoes make more sense to kill bacteria? Maybe? Yeah, probably would. You'd probably kill more of it with heat than cold. All season 8 had really was Cassandra, yeah. The captain's office running gag from Pete, yeah, that was fun. You used to think he said cheese string instead of G string. So according to Kachansky, the worst part of this Red Dwarf is shoes in the freezer. Gotcha. Nah, it's more like just, you know, one more straw. It's like a million little things that are bad for her. Kat is an awesome pilot, as good as Kachansky is. Can she smell approaching danger through the vacuum of space? Promised Land makes up for the lack of identity within. It does not, LOL. Agreed. I mean, I thought Promised Land was fine. It was a good series or whatever you want to call it, but yeah, it wasn't a Cat episode at all. Cat barely did anything in it. There was some irony in them correcting you for them somehow thinking you don't know the difference between ma'am and mum when they didn't listen to what you said. Yeah. I mean, for Christ's sakes, I lived in the South for 9 years. You think I never been called ma'am? Red Dwarf could have done some Cat episodes. Yep, it could have. It didn't. To this day, there has not been a proper Cat episode. God damn it, Cat. Sometimes you have all the sensitivity of a gynecologist with a gas mask. But that's one of the reasons we love you. This series is also the Lister Rimmer suddenly being shippy with each other series. Yup. This episode in particular. I love that it was specifically the importance of being earnest. Having done that play, I can... So many moments for a convenient naked Lister to show up. The rule of Cat is bad things don't happen to Cat. is an Aliens reference. I like that theory. Yeah, Jones came out of that pretty well. I used to say what goalpost head as a reaction clip. That's good. I wonder how many times Lister has punched Cat off screen. I don't think he would really hit him. Or at least it would take a lot for him to do that. I'm not having a good day! Gwen DeMarco and Galaxy Quest, whoever wrote this episode should die. That's such a good line. She's like, this was a bad episode. Crichton never should have got his behavior protocols never got his behavior protocols reactivated, is now present Dina's headcanon. Good job, past Dina. Cat's best line in this series: if I was dead, you could not swing me around in here. That one doesn't do it for me as much as him saying the universe revolves around him. Yeah, there it is. It sure doesn't. It revolves around me. Not quite a Jamaican bobsled team, but still cool. Pun time, a B cop got awarded for a successful sting operation. Oh my god, that's not even clever. Why was Crichton a lot more likable in Tika to Ride despite having no kill chip? Good point. Probably because there was a reason for him acting that way there. Kachansky. Alright, who's with me to deactivate Crichton? I might have read that one already, but... It is a weird end, but it was a weird episode for me anyway, yeah. Massey heard my B pun and left in disgust. I don't blame him. Yeah, it was definitely a bottle episode. TV Tropes outright asks why nobody just turned off Crichton in season 7. I love that. I'm sad I didn't think to make that comment. Or something like it. Just turn off Crichton for this season. Look, if I can live with the fact that my mom still loves Jar Jar Binks, I can tolerate you disliking ducks, you liking duck soup. Oh boy. Oh, I just had the thought of Karen in Red Dwarf and Rimmer shooting her out of the airlock. Which is kind of ironic considering what happened to one of the last women that Rimmer met, yeah. Dina needs caffeine stat, yeah. I just had some though, which is the weird part. I guess Isaiah must have left for a while and come back. I'm pretty sure I remember him posting earlier. Hi, Ash. Of all the things in the world, shoes in the freezer is just the worst possible thing. God damn it. I just finally beat the game Bug Fables. That final boss was way too hard if you ask me. I've never heard of that. Imagine rarity on Red Dwarf. Oh, you don't need to remind me of Can of Worms. I couldn't forget it if I wanted to. And I do. I should have said couldn't forget it if I tried, but oh well, whatever. People not listening, welcome to the internet. That's so weird Cat never had a focus episode. I know, right? I guess, like, Waiting for God comes the closest because it gives him a bit of backstory. I guess Promised Land sort of attempted to do that, but it felt so offhanded. I don't even think it counts. Can of Worms was just wrong. It really was. Weren't Lister and Rimmer always shipmates? We wanted a cat episode, we got a cats episode, yeah. We gotta get out of here before one of those things kills Guy. Oh, Galaxy Quest is so good. I guess we'll always have cat fan fiction. I tried looking up cat fan fiction on fanfiction.net, and I came across a story about like cat crawling away somewhere to die, and just reading the title and the description made me depressed. I'm like, I'm not reading that. It was literally called, okay, I remember now. The title was called Crawling Away, and the description was, sometimes cats crawl away to die. It's just what they do. I'm like, what the fuck? Hi, baby girl. Did you forgive Mama? She went, yeah, I guess so, as she rubs on my leg. Embarrassing to admit, 3 days ago, Sophie hit my area with her paw by accident. I imagine that's an issue some pet owners have to deal with. Good. They didn't hesitate to turn 3PO off when he annoyed them. That's true. That's actually kind of awful if you think about it. My dad was a jelly brain? Maybe you could have Lee scan the comments on videos before you look at them. Nah. Why are people on Twitter and Reddit such a-holes? But people on Facebook decent? I don't know that Facebook is that much better. I read a fanfic once where Kachansky and Crichton bond in their cell during Series 8 by her telling him what her dimension is like. Oh, that sounds good. Or interesting, at least. We have to keep watching Odie because he still charges off like he can still see, causing him to run into things. On Facebook, it's harder to hide behind fake profiles. I'm probably wrong about that, though. Yeah, I don't know about that. Okay, I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back, and then we'll watch Blue. What phone? Probably Walmart thanking me for... Oh, that's right. I got a delivery from Walmart coming. Okay, I'm supposed to get it by 2:41. It's probably going to come during the stream, but it'll just take me a second to bring it in. It's just cat food. Anyway, bathroom. I'll be right back.
What you doing, baby girl?
Let me get more water really quick. By the way, I still haven't been able to pay rent, so if anyone would like to donate and help me avoid getting my little fummies crushed, that would be lovely. Where you being, little butt, Tara? All right. If I do one more pun, Dina might call Agent 47 on me. I sometimes feel like the only person in the world who has a positive opinion of Facebook. No, not Walmart. Yeah. For anyone who doesn't know, there have been streams of mine that have been interrupted because I got a Walmart delivery in the middle. I try not to schedule it so that doesn't happen, but sometimes it ends up running late or whatever. Speaking of Walmart, I had a funny thing happen a couple times. I went out to they leave my groceries on the porch, and I went out to get them, and this like pit bull runs up to me and just starts like wanting to get into my groceries. It was so funny. He was really friendly though. I think it was a she. I never did learn her name. The neighbors with the pit bull moved out recently anyway. Feeding your cat is the top priority, exactly. Yeah. Lee didn't tamper with the order this time. I don't think he ever did that. What is that? Oh, that's TikTok. I have TikTok on my phone, even though I don't really use it on my phone. The new episode is about Arnold Rimmer. More reliable than a garden strimmer. He will never need a Zimmer. I heard a Mass Effect 2 fanfic where Garfield became Shepard, and I don't know who. I guess you're not referring to Garfield the cat, at least I hope not. I've never played Mass Effect. I got so mad trying to beat the final boss of Bug Fables, my dogs got worried about me. A story about a smeggy guy who lives on Red Dwarf, and all day and all night and everything he sees is just smeg like him inside. I have no idea what you're referencing. Oh, you're blue dubba dee dubba die is what you were referencing. Hey, Rimmer, has anyone ever told you you look like that butler in the Tomb Raider movie? I'm smeg dubbity dubba die. If you get a new cat, please dress him in taffeta? Why? Hi, Tiresias? The Fummies gag. Yeah, that was funny last week. Blue was the very first episode I watched. When it first aired as a small child, so many jokes not understood, no context for anything. But the images of the Rimmer experience burned into my brain. That's so funny. Yeah, I'm kind of using both Facebook and Twitter right now. I meant to I meant to kind of, transition to Facebook, but now I'm just posting on both, which is kind of dumb because I'm wasting twice as much time on social media now. In hindsight, I don't know what my parents were thinking there. I just saw that episode and then nothing for another couple of years. I think the Rimmer song is one of the best scenes in the show, so at least Series 7 has that. Yeah, that's another good thing in Season 7. Alright, Hershey, thanks for stopping by. Last week I joked that he phoned Walmart in advance to make sure they didn't have something you wanted to eat while he was away. Oh, that's right, I forgot about that. Oh, it was Garfield from the comic strips. Okay, I was confused. Can a cat handle a curry? I highly doubt it. Well, maybe if it was a really mild curry, like really, really mild, not hot at all. If such a thing exists. I suppose I could have made a reference to the Perfect Circle song, but no one would have got it, yeah. I definitely would have got that one. Would not have got that one, rather. We don't have Walmart in the UK. It's either never been a thing or just didn't take off here. I can't remember which. Walmart is ASDA here in the UK. I can't remember if I've heard of ASDA. I might have. It seems familiar. Oh, hi Neo. I didn't notice you before. Chicken korma is the mildest curry. ASDA was owned by Walmart, but it's not the same thing. I believe they've sold ASDA now. Okay, well, here we go. We'll pass the halfway point of Season 7.
So here's the thing.
Pronounced
Lister's
Asda?
seen
Oh.
shoes, and supposedly he's going to give up eating Indian food.
The phenomenon of you not eating spicy food is like an old lady not sitting on a park bench with her legs open.
I'll believe it when I see it.
It's because of her, isn't it?
Cue Crichton complaining about Kachansky because, unfortunately, that's a thing this season.
There is, of course, the issue of the salad cream.
I never heard the term salad
Hi, Lee
cream,
Saunders.
But I assume it's creamy salad dressing like ranch or Caesar.
I spent many months.
Apparently it's not.
Put the salad cream in the fridge. Then she comes on board, and lo and behold, it turns up back in the cupboard.
Why wouldn't you refrigerate that? I guess I have to side with Crichton on that one. And I do get a kick out of him puzzling over how to iron a bra.
The only way I've found is to stretch each container over my head and iron it from there.
Because that's the thing you're supposed to do. So Lister tries to put a stop to this.
Look, if you've got a problem with hair, say something to hair. You have no point whinging to me about it. Say it to hair.
Which works about as well as you'd expect.
Crichton reminds me of my in-laws in this episode, and I fucking hate it.
Hold me back. Hold me back.
Here he goes again.
These deviations from established space corridor drill could put our lives in jeopardy.
Unfortunately, I've known people who do things like this, so I just find Crichton especially hard.
Yeah, I didn't want to say who it was in the video, but I'm pretty sure they won't be watching my stream.
It's a phasing comet, velocity 25,000 MPS.
That's what I said.
Kachansky thinks they should go around it, but Lister wants to plow right through its tail. Kachansky can be annoying, but she usually knows her stuff. So of course they ignore her and plow right through anyway.
Auxiliary flight modulator is short-circuited, and the chocolate dispenser's ejected all the nutty fruit snack bars onto the galley floor.
My favorite part of this is Kat reading off the damage reports.
Nutty fruit bars sliding about. Stabilizers very unstable.
Also the stabilizers being unstable. Anyway, when the ship is 2 minutes from being disintegrated, they finally listen to Kachansky and turn around.
Will you stop calling your boyfriend Dave? I'm Dave. He's not Dave, he's the anti-listener.
Anyway, they were trying to reach a linkway to her dimension, and now they've missed it, so she's not happy. It might have worked if the thrusters were working properly, and apparently the reason they weren't is because they're carrying too much cargo. So Lister is about to go to the cargo bay and see if anything can be jettisoned.
Rimmerman, you coming?
I'm surprised Kat wasn't more offended by that.
I called you Rimmerman, my God. Cat, you're going to make yourself useful, or you're just going to preen yourself all day?
I kind of like Kat's hair.
Meanwhile, Crichton tries to actually talk to Kachansky, sort of.
Pants belong in the pants drawer, and socks belong in the socks drawer.
He ends up being condescending about it and ends up just setting her off.
And to cap it all, I am faced with some neurotic droid who's completely obsessed with my pants drawer.
But just as long as we understand one another.
Welcome to hell.
Back to Lister, he's come across some of Rimmer's things. And now suddenly all of Rimmer's annoying habits are endearing.
But now that he's gone, I can see them for what they were. Cretinous.
Cretinous.
Foibles that made Rimmer special. These can go. No, you can't throw them out.
Flashback to when Lister and Rimmer played golf on a small planetoid.
Steve, I'll just pop mine and you owe me 50 big ones.
Hey, it's Rimmer's ball, isn't it? It must have gone right around the planetoid, sir.
Oh my god. You don't need to tell me every time you do something, Walmart.
I've been around the planetoid twice.
And another flashback to a game they
Oh,
used to play on
it's
the
like I
ship.
got it.
We used to open the lockers of all the deck crew members.
Let me go run and get it really quick. I doubt anyone's gonna steal cat food off the porch, but you never know.
Excuse me, Tara.
Turned out to be a very small bag of cat food. That's the downside to ordering your groceries.
But to keep one in the farm.
I know you've chosen that one because you think that I think you're cheating. So I'll have it. That'll be useless. I'm not gonna fall for that one, you see.
God damn it, Rimmer.
Gold necklace, bundle of cash, a nude wrestling video.
Right, well, I'll have that one.
Yikes. Remember, even though Rimmer can't be hurt, he still feels
It was great. It was fun.
Yeah, it was pretty awful.
I'm on standby, sir.
Sometime later,
Hello, Listy.
Rimmer's back, I guess.
Where have you been?
I fought in the Belagosian War. I was
Pretty
decorated
awful thing to have
and
happen
used
to
as a
Rimmer,
Christmas
I
tree
mean.
at Town Square where people came and fed me cherry liqueur chocolates for the whole day. No, I'm only kidding.
And he's changed a bit.
You know about kidding.
I just thought it was time I lightened up a bit.
Then things get kind of awkward.
I hear you've got a new crew member.
The pitbull stole the cat food.
Is she as good as me?
Well, she's been here a few weeks and she hasn't quoted one Space Corps directive.
And then weird.
I've missed you, man.
And I've missed you too, Listy.
Oh, Listy. Rosie.
Of course, that was a dream. By the way, the outtake has the kiss going on a lot longer. I kind of wish they kept it like that. I think it's the kind of gag where the longer it goes on, the funnier it is. I suspect the reason they cut it short is because of that strap that pops off of Rimmer's jacket. I don't know if that's the reason, it's just my guess.
Ashtray with a little taste of whiskey chucked in with maybe some curry coming along there, you know, all mixed into a whole Craig Charlesian Liverpool supporting potpourri.
Either way, gotta love how they're both smiling at the end of it. That's kind of adorable.
They're a cute couple, aren't they?
Sometime later, Crichton is trying to help Lister with some hypnotherapy.
Wrong disc. That was my German language course. An extract from Hitler's Nuremberg speech. Definitely hypnotic, but not in the right way.
That was great.
Yeah, that was
While
pretty
Crichton
good.
is going to get the right disc, Kachansky shows up. Lister apologizes for messing up her chance to go back to her dimension.
That's okay. I'm sure there'll be another chance for you to cock it up again.
Oh, she must be missing.
And is surprisingly sympathetic since he's missing someone too.
Where they laugh.
And then...
Where their nostrils flare up like two railway tunnels leading into Snot Street Station.
So you're missing Rimmer?
I had a dream about it. It was different. All smiles and jokes and stuff.
Yeah, he doesn't tell her about the whole dream.
I brought him back to keep you sane. But he drove me mad.
Maybe he sacrificed his happiness to keep you sane.
No, we're still talking about Rimmer, right?
Saying I had him all wrong.
It wasn't your fault. You had to hate him. It was what kept you going.
That's kind of sweet how she hands him a box of tissues. Of course, now Crichton comes back.
This is medical bay.
His body language there was great, though.
Broken out in a confusingly filed pants rash.
It turns out that Lister is already feeling better and he didn't even need Crichton, which Crichton is naturally thrilled about.
She was only trying to help.
It's not the help I find, sir. It's the fact that she succeeded.
Priorities, Crichton. Sometime later, they've invited Kachansky to their game night. It's kind of nice that they're giving her a chance.
I'm not going to have any games that involve dropping trousers and light stuff.
Well, that takes care of most of the repertoire.
They're even letting her choose the game.
I choose the magic flute.
but she's got to explain it because it was only on her ship.
We each hum a section of an aria, and the others have to guess which character is singing. Once, say, my Dave. He sang the Birdcatcher song in the German translation, and it was hilarious. We were like totally fell about.
You going to Prometheus song?
Aw, she tried. So Crichton's put something together in the AR suite to show them, so game night is fortunately cancelled.
I believe this is the answer to your dream, sir, and something slightly more effective than Miss Kachanska's psychobabble.
Are you guys ready for the Rimmer experience?
Here we go.
Crichton dug up Rimmer's diary and recreated certain events based on how he described them.
It's all in there. The man, the memories, the personality, the ego. Yes, I had to scale that down quite a bit.
This is a scaled down version of Rimmer's ego.
Arnold J. Rimmer was a deeply remarkable man. Sometimes it needed a strong mind and cool nerves to hold the crew together.
Oh god, there's so much to unpack here. Okay, first of all, look at the weird synchronized way that Cat and Lister are steering. Crichton is dressed like a maid.
You're quite right, sir. As usual. How could I have made such an elementary mistake? As usual.
Not sure what's going on with how Rimmer looks. The uniform with all the extra baubles on it, which makes him look like an admiral or something, makes sense because that's obviously how Rimmer sees himself. But not sure what's up with the makeup.
Sounds like this, but I get really scared.
Then again, the rest of them look shiny like they're made of plastic, and their teeth look unnaturally white.
Say, Rimmer's a really great guy, isn't he? I don't know what we'd do without him.
I owe my life to him.
It's so weird. I don't know if this is supposed to mean that Rimmer sees them as fake, or if they're supposed to look uncanny valley because it's a program. Oh, but it isn't over yet. It's that awkward look on Lister's face.
Yeah. Cat looks like Beetlejuice? Oh, because of the striped jacket.
Clips of it don't do it justice.
I don't know why in particular that bit looked funny.
Of his swimming certificate. By the way, that's not Chris Berry's voice, unfortunately. Apparently that's Red Dwarf composer Howard Goodall's voice.
It would have been nice to have maybe had a go at the song. I mean, I would have probably put a lot of Rimmer, sort of me Rimmer, into it. Maybe they thought they'd have to wait as long for my singing to get any good as they did for my golf.
I love how it says Tootly Pipsky on the exit doors. That's definitely some effective aversion therapy.
I never want to see or hear from that scum-sucking lying, weasel-minded smegger in my entire life.
I love how Kachanski was smiling the whole time. She was just there for the ride. And so ends Blue. Maybe not the best idea at this point to remind us of how much we miss Rimmer. But either way, it's a welcome addition. Also, I'm pretty sure this is Rimmer's last appearance for the rest of the season. Don't worry, there's only 3 more episodes to go. We can make it. Even though it's played for laughs, I do kind of like Lister remembering Rimmer in a positive way. And I'm not just being sentimental. I like how this episode shows how, when you haven't seen someone in a long time, you sometimes remember them differently than how they actually were. I think in Lister's case, he watched how Rimmer changed and bonded with him a little just before he left, so maybe he wants to believe that he and Rimmer were always on friendly terms. Other than that, there's the Rimmer experience, which is probably one of my favorite moments from the series. Not to mention that hilarious dream sequence. People always credit that for all the Rimmer ex-Lister fan fiction, but I'm guessing it was around before then. For some reason, people love to pair up characters.
I really lingered on that kiss for a long time, didn't I?
I also like how the title has a double meaning.
I just think it's funny.
It's the color of Rimmer's uniform, and it describes Lister's mood upon missing him. I just really like this one. Even Crichton isn't as bad as he's been in the last couple episodes. His behavior just hits a little too close to home for me. Next up is Beyond a Joke, because if there's one thing we wanted in season 7, it was a Crichton episode. See you then.
I'll let the credits play because it's... Arnold Rimmer. Out you stupid blimmer. Do, 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 do.
I used to put my nan's bra around the armchair until I couldn't hook it with my left hand. Even now, every time I see a parkinol, I get horny.
Oh god, Beyond a Joke, right? Okay, oh my god, there's a lot. Oh, did I forget to highlight the last one I read? I think I did. Oh crap. Oh, there it is. I did. It was just a... Didn't see it. Yeah, tangier mayonnaise that I have on bloody everything. I'm with Crichton. It belongs in the fridge. Yeah, I was told it was actually something you put on sandwiches. I don't know why they call it salad cream then. That's a little weird, but... Someone offered to send me some, but they never did. That and brown mustard. And now it clicks why Crichton and Red Dwarf 7 was so insufferable to you. Well, I was only part of it. I may not like the jokes, but at least they explained how Crichton didn't know how to do anything woman-specific anymore with the Clear Up the Useless Files episode, yeah. Korma's not curry, it's custard with meat floating inside. Okay, then. In-laws can be so awkward, I generally get along with mine, though. Yeah. It's nice when you get along with them. When you don't, it can be kind of rough. I sometimes wonder if there's anything in Dina's house which isn't cat related. Oh, that you guys were saying meow 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 because of my phone. Yeah. Yeah, that's a little sound bite from Undertale. Originally I had the sound effect from when you eat a hot dog, which is like ruff ruff ruff. And then I changed it to when you eat a hot cat, which is meow meow meow. Tara sensed that you just got cat food. It's like captains on an airline. They have to tell us each little thing they're going to do as they do it. My plan of stealing cat food has foiled again. I love that all of Lister's fond memories are of him screwing over Rimmer. It's a subtle way of hinting that it's just a phase. Yeah, good point. Was there a dragon in there? What? That's not enough food for 3 cats? Well, it's good that I only have 2 then. Listy and Rimsey, good callback. Yeah, I love that. One of the first interracial gay kisses on television. Yeah, I guess it was. I kind of love the bit where they call each other by their first names. Yeah, they do, don't they? Should we play Careless Whisper by George Michael? That would have been a fun gag to put at the end. Oh. Oh, that was someone subscribing. Well, thanks for subscribing, Maurice, if you're watching right now. That's the 3rd or 4th Hitler joke now, isn't it? Yeah, just about. I imagine a lot of people have shipped Lister and Rimmer. Yeah. Most likely. Check out fanfic. That's pretty much 50%. The other 50% is shipping Lister and Cat. Why the hell would you ship Lister and Cat? That's just weird. I'll give Lister about 5 minutes before he stops missing Rimmer. Yeah, I feel like that probably would have gone away on its own. Yeah, Crichton blowing his nose is kind of weird. There was a smeg up where he said just a bit of robo-phlegm for you ladies and gentlemen. I don't remember that. We were never ready for the Rimmer experience. We need a Red Dwarf land in a theme park somewhere in the UK, and it needs to have the Rimmer experience. I owe my life to him. Howard Goodall is a master. Loved his video explaining how this was made. Yeah. Good lord, I didn't see the whole thing the first time the Rimmer Munchkin song came on. I was laughing in tears by the time it was halfway through. It is pretty damn funny. I wonder what Kachansky's Dimensions Rimmer is like, if she was getting a kick out of how accurate the Rimmer experience is. Yeah, good point. I've always felt the song was a knock at It's a Small World ride from Disneyland. Was that intentional? Does anyone know? I don't know for sure, but it could be. People just love shipping two characters who hate each other, don't they? Yeah. Oh, I just described the entirety of the Sonic Shadow fandom. I don't even want to know. Hi, Lone Man. Finally got to catch your stream again. Sorry I missed your last ones. Not had any notice from your stream pop-ups. Well, that's annoying. I do try to like mention it on Twitter and also on the... I'm trying to get back in the habit of mentioning it on the Discord server. I forgot how much I love the I owe my life to him with the scarily cheery smile. It is a little creepy, isn't it? Doing okay, been a bit out of it lately due to dizziness. Oh, that's a bummer. Hope it's nothing serious. I don't know why we call it salad cream, as it's more like a sauce, but it's kind of like mayonnaise, but it has a much smoother texture and it's a bit sweeter, I guess. So like Miracle Whip? No, Miracle Whip is more than a bit sweeter. I miss when Undertale was new. Watching the Let's Plays was fun. Yeah. Oh, hi Maurice. There you are. You were watching after all. Yeah, I still love anytime. Every once in a while someone will play Undertale for the first time, and I love seeing their reaction to Omega Flowey. That's always... it always catches people off guard. It's amazing. Salad cream is just so ubiquitous to me that I can't really describe the flavor of it. Yeah, that's fair. The dragon was a reference to that jet of flame that came out of the locker. Oh, okay. I was thinking it was somehow about the bag of cat food. I was confused. Yeah, shipping Lister and Cat is too weird, LOL, because they are kind of family, aren't they? Yeah, it's like... Yeah, I don't even want to go into why it's weird. I'll do you one better. People actually ship Shining Armor or Cadence with Queen Chrysalis, and I do not get it. I don't either. What the fuck? Hi, Random Squad. Oh, hi, Ray. You want a Bionicle figure entirely out of lime pieces from 2007 to 2010. I simply cannot. Okay. Yeah, the RoboFlem smeg up was during Rimmer's trial and justice. I don't remember that one. Alright, Sticks, thanks for stopping by. I knew I needed to make an appearance at the stream, and I didn't know if today a Red Dwarf stream or if the My Little Pony stream had happened. Good to know it's Red Dwarf today. Yeah, My Little Pony's gonna be a ways off, because I'm not gonna want to do it immediately after this, probably. The Tina-verse be with you. Yep, food, Sonic, ponies, and Red Dwarf. We checked all the boxes. We just won the internet. Prepare yourself, this chat is about to become pony talk. Oh god. Yes, salad cream is like a running Miracle Whip, but you say that people get mad at you. Oh, yeah. Wouldn't be for me then. I hate Miracle Whip. Love mayo, hate Miracle Whip. Salad cream is closer to ranch sauce, but a bit thicker and doesn't taste as good. Well, people are kind of all over the map with how they're describing it, so who knows. It's like ranch dressing without the ranch flavor. A lot of places in Europe call ranch flavor as American flavor. That's funny. Kind of appropriate, though. We do love ranch over here. When I worked at Subway, I always pronounced ranch in the voice of the rich Texan from The Simpsons. It doesn't sound right in an English accent. Don't play Undertale on YouTube. The Phantom will probably ruin it for you by constantly complaining why you aren't doing the pacifist run and may or may not spoil future parts of the game. Well, I mean, I've already played Undertale, so they can't spoil it for me. Unless that was named at me, maybe. Oh, lime green Bionicle. Okay. I somehow misunderstood that you're talking about a Bionicle made of lime or something. I don't know what I thought that was. I was just utterly confused. My Little Pony streaming is magic. I'll try to remember that if I ever get around to doing that. Yeah, a lot of people show up for Red Dwarf. I meant people who want to play Undertale for the first time. Ah, okay. Undertale is the worst game to stream for the first time because of the rampant and aggressive backseating. Yeah, I can imagine. All right. I don't know if we'll get all the way through season 7, but I hope we will. And then I'll have to try to get through season 8 in one sitting too, because it's just rip that band-aid off.
Smells good, Crichton. What is it? Something I caught scuttling around the
This one.
Crichton, nothing I'm prepared to eat is ever scuttled.
Except for when it's a space weevil and you don't know about it. So it turns out that Crichton snagged some lobsters from an old ship that they found.
My claw
that
clip
had
go.
stasis.
Oh, there it
And
is.
it turns out that it's for a special occasion.
Today is the day that you rescued me from the Nova 5. I thought we should have a surprise celebration.
But Kachansky has other plans.
Can you believe the luck? Finding a working copy of Jane Austen World? We went to visit Pride and Prejudice Land.
But what about the supper? We didn't know.
Just put it in the oven and we'll have it in a couple of hours.
But, I mean, it's just...
I hate having to side with Crichton, but he's right this time. He's got dinner all ready. The stupid game can wait.
Right? Why are they doing that? Like, I'm not that mad at Kachansky, but I'm definitely the way the rest of them... No, actually, Kachansky was the one that suggested they put off dinner, so yeah. Yeah, I gotta go against Kachansky with this one.
You guys suck. So anyway, they're in Pride and Prejudice world. And
your handsome young friends.
Oops.
Good lord, these women are annoying.
They are.
Mama, can they come? Please do come to tea.
Granted, I haven't read Pride and Prejudice, but were the women in it really this infantile? Anyway, Crichton decides to follow them.
This bit.
And then starts picking them off one by one like John Rambo. That was funnier than it should have been. Except he misses one. And now he's about to pick it up a notch.
Perhaps I didn't make myself clear. I said supper is ready.
Okay, that was amazing.
Is anyone still unclear as to the supper situation? No? Excellent.
Now they're all scared of it as well they should be.
Really great.
That's another line I started quoting. Perhaps I didn't make myself clear. Supper is ready.
Are we eating the same stuff?
Except Cat.
No one appreciates the hours I put into food prep.
But then Lister asks for ketchup and...
You want ketchup? Brown, not tomato, brown. It's not like I've got no class. With lobster? You want brown ketchup?
I can't believe it. I simply cannot.
That did it. So Lister replaces Crichton's head and...
Ketchup? With lobster? You want...
So after blowing up all of Crichton's spare heads, that's actually a little disturbing when you remember that they all had different personalities. They're trying to figure out what's wrong with Crichton, but can't find anything.
When was the Century built?
Anyway, they're thinking about going back to the ship where they found the lobsters in the AR game to see if there might be some replacement heads for Crichton.
If there's a Diva's drawing signature on their supplies inventory, it's possible there's some mech heads around there somewhere.
It turns out that there are, but there's also a simulant on board. They managed to hide from him, but getting off the ship is going to be a lot harder.
Sims hate humans.
But they don't hate ghosts.
But we're not girls.
We could be.
Okay, I give the show a lot of leeway for rule of funny, but the ship just happening to have two totally realistic Gelf costumes
Yeah, what
is
the
just
fuck?
a little too convenient. I guess you could argue that that's the joke, but I find it more distracting than funny. Anyway, he wants them to trade Lister for heads. They refuse, so he flips a coin.
You never make it for free. Heads, or take the human.
Hey, wait a minute.
Tails, into yours.
Well, that was lucky. Good thing he was fair about it. But when they get back on Starbug, all their stuff is missing.
He kept us talking while his mate ransacked the ship.
Including Crichton. Meanwhile, Headless Crichton is being led onto the simulant ship, where there is already another mechanoid on board.
What a peculiar experience. Oh, thank you, Mr. What is your name?
Just give me a second, okay? Abel. My name's Abel. A-B-L-E. Abel.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
You're a serial 2X4C. I'm a 2X4C too. We must have the same motherboard.
Oh, then you're my bro.
Anyway, it turns out that he's addicted to a harmful substance.
I just use it every now and then, you know. Helps me get through the day.
Well, how come you ended up here?
Hang on.
Which apparently causes memory loss.
The ship I was on, well, it kind of crashed a bit. All the crew just lay there.
Kind of crashed a bit.
After a couple of years, I figured out they must be dead.
That story sounds a bit familiar.
You sure you won't try some, Crichton? Bro?
I'm not your bro, and I do not touch ultrasound. It corrupts your circuit boards.
So that's what people say, but where's the evidence?
But yeah, Crichton isn't too fond of this guy. Meanwhile, the rest of the crew is trying to catch up to the ship, and they do it by basically pretending that they planted a bomb on the other ship when they were on board. Which was, of course, Kachansky's idea. Anyway, the simulant beams onto their cargo bay with Crichton, Abel, and a Gelf.
Where did you hide it? Speak.
He holds a gun to Crichton's head to get them to tell him where they planted the bomb that they didn't actually plant. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea.
Crichton.
But then he gives Crichton a code that will allow him to access a file he's never been able to access before.
Hang on.
So he does.
No. It can't be true.
And it breaks him.
The truth is in there. That's what turned me into a Zoni.
Who's next?
Surprisingly, Abel is the one to save them. Holy crap, Lister just did an axe kick. Where did he learn that?
Right.
Back to their ship and get the hell out of
Sorry,
here
baby
before we get
girl.
smacked together.
A little later, Lister wants to know what Crichton found out, so he shares his story first.
When I was living with me gran, she was massive.
I started getting fat too. It really hit home when she died. She got knocked down by this truck, and the chalk outline guys go back to the car for a second piece of chalk. I don't want to end up like that, double chalk.
It's a little off topic, but I have to leave it in. Anyway, back to Crichton. It turns out that the file revealed something about its creator.
She was due to marry John Warburton. He jilted her the day before their wedding, so she decided to create a droid in his image. A pompous, ridiculous-looking, mother-hen-clucking, irascible buffoon. That droid, sir, is me.
Oh yeah, see now.
It turns out that when too many negative emotions pile up, his negadrive explodes.
Just like he used to.
In any case, this is why Abel got addicted to Ultrazone. It was a coping mechanism. That's kind of interesting.
He told him. He's promised to quit. Look how different you are to Abel. If Mamet came in here now, I bet you wouldn't even recognize you.
I've become something that's beyond a joke.
Title drop. So now the simulant is coming after them. Of course he wasn't going to just let the matter drop. He starts shooting at them, so they try to lose him in an asteroid belt. They turn off most of the power so they won't be detected, and pass the time by playing cards. I love the music during this part, by the way. Meanwhile, Abel goes to get a hit of Ultrazone and falls on the controls, accidentally giving away their position.
The mistake is made.
Crichton is not happy with him.
Jeopardize the lives of the entire crew, breaking the most basic fundamental command codes.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean nothing.
And now they cannot get the simulant off their tail and they're screwed.
Wait, someone's left the ship!
But then Abel leaves the ship in an escape pod.
Why, that slimy, double-crossing, two-faced piece of scum! He's no brother of mine!
Hi,
It
Tajan.
turns out that he's unloading Crichton's negadrive onto the simulant ship. Causing the simulant to destroy his own ship. Which causes the escape pod to crash.
With your permission, sirs, I should like to recover the body and perform last rites.
Because Crichton has never survived a crash. Oh well, rule of drama, I guess.
You need a hand, Christ.
He ain't heavy, sir. He's my brother.
That's a reference to a song if you didn't know. I didn't until I looked it up, but clearly the audience did.
He's my brother.
Later on, back in the AR game, Lister is having everyone try Vindaloo, which Kachansky thinks is a bad idea.
Oh, nonsense. Mr. Darcy didn't think Jane would enjoy French apples, but she did. Now, tuck in, girls.
Tuck in.
I do declare, Mr. Lister, this is most scrumptious.
Oh, guess it must not be that hot after all.
Curious. There must be some kind of bug in the program.
So ends Beyond a Joke. It's actually been a while since I've seen season 7, so I'm finding out that some of these episodes are better than I remembered, and some are worse. This one is actually the former. Mainly just because Crichton has been so insufferable in these last several episodes that I wasn't looking forward to a Crichton episode. But I ended up liking it. It's not great. For Crichton episodes, I definitely take The Last Day over this one, but it's not bad. Fun fact, the original script for this episode was written by Robert Llewellyn. He was beginning to really hate being in the Crichton makeup, so he tried to be sneaky and give Crichton as little screen time as possible, figuring that someone else would play Abel. But after Doug Naylor got a hold of the script, he gave it a rewrite where Crichton was more prominent, and it was decided that Robert Llewellyn would play both roles, so he ended up being in the Crichton makeup twice as much as usual. That said, I get a kick out of the way he plays Abel. With the way he kind of scrunches up and talks in a different voice. The first time I saw this one, I think I actually didn't realize that was Robert Llewellyn. That said, while I think Abel was a good concept, with him being kind of a robot version of the washed-up drunk with a heart of gold who unexpectedly sacrifices himself to save everyone else in the end, I feel that they didn't do as much with that as they could have, and in the end it feels a bit flat. I kind of wish they hadn't killed him off so that there was at least a chance he could come back in the future. So
Yeah, that'd be neat.
More with him, but oh well. If nothing else, all that slapstick near the beginning is a lot of fun. The bit with the tank is amazing. And I guess that's about all I have to say about this one. Next up is Epidem and Nanarchy. I might cover both in one video since it's basically a 2-part episode despite the title
Nope, I didn't.
alluding to that. See you then.
Even though it follows the same story or whatever. It's still 2 distinct episodes, so.
I will not eat any animal that's ever been a cartoon. Weevils, rabbits, dogs, cats, mice, roadrunners, all out. I'm not a cartoonivore.
Yeah, that does kind of fall apart when you remember that Foghorn Leghorn exists. I'm sure just about any animal has been a cartoon at some point. I mean, the what was the show called? The Tasmanian Devil show. I can't believe I forgot. What was it? Was it called? Oh, was it called Tasmania? I think it was called Tasmania. Well, anyway, there was a kiwi in that one, as in the little bird kiwi. Lime Bionicle. A lot of people show up for Red Dwarf. A lot more will show up for Silent Hill, yeah. I wish I had something Silent Hill related I could stream. I feel like trying to get British people to describe the flavor of salad cream would be like trying to get an American people to describe the flavor of ranch dressing. That's true. Like, I just think of it as ranch. What if the cast of Red Dwarf make it to Silent Hill? Well, that's just, what was the name of that episode? Terrorform. Excuse me. Yeah, Foghorn Leghorn. Lasts longer if you leave it in the freezer next to some sneakers. I hate Series 7 Crichton got insufferably annoying after Clipper. Yeah, he did. He still has its moments, but generally, yeah. I love the Robert Llewellyn's behind-the-scenes footage from the Jane Austen scene. You can tell they're having a great time. I'm sure I've seen it, I don't remember it. Also, only half the Bennetts are in character and dialed up to 11. Well, that's good. I said, supper is ready. I remember reading this entire scene happened solely because the production crew were sick of all the period dramas on BBC at the time and wanted to roll a tank up on them. I remember someone complaining that the tank wasn't the right kind of tank for the period of the game it was from was supposed to be based on, and I'm like, oh, because like video games are always historically accurate. Who cares? More Jane Austen adaptations could use a mechanic in a tank. Mechanoid, I think you mean. The zoom in on that lady's face before they get hit is hilarious. Yeah, she saw it coming right before. Apparently the explosion scared the hell out of nearby houses. Oh yeah, and like I think windows shattered up to I forget how far away, but yeah. Brown ketchup, is that like barbecue sauce? I actually don't know. The person who offered to send me salad cream also offered to send me brown ketchup, and like I said, they never did, so I suppose I could look it up. I could probably find a list of ingredients and figure out what it tastes like, but farewell, spareheads. I actually love that someone wrote a scene where a robot in World War II tank shoots the Bennett sisters dead. Yeah, I'm not familiar enough with those Jane Austen movies, so it doesn't quite hit the same level of satisfaction with me, but considering how annoying they were being, it still works. I knew them, Horatio. What I'd give to see a tank roll up on one of those recent BBC productions. Come here, you silly little butt. Also, who calls brown sauce ketchup? I mean, like everybody in this show, apparently. True story, the simulant in this episode was played by one of the Imperial officers in the first Star Wars movie. Yeah. Yeah, I remembered that he was in something. I forgot that it was Star Wars, but that's cool. That scary voice wasn't electronically altered. He was in late stages of throat cancer. Yeah. Yeah, I think he died either right before or right after the episode was finished, if I remember correctly from the behind-the-scenes stuff. That reminds me of that actress named Anne Ramsey, if anyone remembers that movie called Throw Mama from the Train that had Billy Crystal and, what's his name in it? Yeah, that lady had late stage throat cancer, and it gave her this really horrible sounding gravelly voice, but it really worked for the character. I do like the bit where Kat calls Kachansky's plan a fluke and she looks so pissed. Why would anyone leave a young Jenny Agutter at the altar? It's like that Orson Welles situation in Transformers the movie where he was in the dying stages and when he did the voice for Unicron and they had to manipulate the audio to make it audible. I doubt that last part, but yeah, he was essentially dying when he recorded Unicron's lines. It's like nobody back then ever saw Agutter in Logan's Run. We hate everything. The album is Carlin Music 227. I forgot the track name, but it was released in 1995 and hard to find. I think I remember somebody telling me that in the comments section. I mean, props for making the Crichton episode this series his best episode of the series by far. I don't know about that. I never get invited to parties. Yeah, that's a good line. The song was Automation. That sounds a little familiar. I feel like someone told me that in the comment section. I tried to search it on YouTube and nothing came up, so. He ain't heavy, sir, he's my brother. Gotta be honest, one of the funniest lines in the series. Feels like the whole episode was building up to it. Yeah, it does, kinda. I guess Abel was so damaged already, the crash was just a finishing blow. Oh yeah, that's fair. I wonder how much they had to crank the laughs in that to overwhelm the groans. You could definitely hear a little bit of groaning in the background there. It's crashed more times than a ZX81. You know it's hot if even Lister can't handle it. Yeah. Sorry, I don't know why I yawn so much. Does Zoidberg count as a cartoon lobster? Oh yeah, good point. I don't know why not. I don't think Robert Llewellyn would appreciate you giving them ideas to bring Abel back, thus requiring him to wear his makeup twice as much again. Yeah, he probably wouldn't. I think I read somewhere that the tank scene got quite a few complaints because a lot of car alarms went off in the explosion. Yeah. Yeah, Tasmania was it. It took me a minute to remember it. I haven't seen it since it was originally on, I think. I wonder if you would like something like Mr. Tombar or other British foods. I've never heard of that, so I don't know. There's still Silent Hill 3 if you can get it working. Well, that's the whole point. I couldn't get it working. Unless I had it on Steam. Which I'm pretty sure it's not on Steam. Jesus, have these people ever never played a shoot 'em up set during World War II, 1943, the Battle of Midway, for example? That's the wrong kind of tank because sounds like the type of person who would violate national security to leak classified documents on a game forum to win an argument, which happened 6 times. I think brown ketchup is just brown sauce. Okay, but what's brown sauce? Yeah, different from barbecue sauce, I assume that. So maybe it's like barbecue sauce, but less sweet? You guys keep telling me it's like brown sauce as if I know what brown sauce is. The only brown sauce I can think of is barbecue sauce. And I don't think it's the same thing, although I guess maybe it could be similar. I've heard that behind the scenes Series 7 was particularly difficult to film with many issues with budgets and crew getting in the way. HP sauce is like barbecue sauce, but sweeter and with a kick in it that's a little like Worcestershire sauce. Interesting. Excuse me. Apparently Series 11 was possibly the only series that went completely smoothly. That's interesting. Was she also in the Goonies? I think she was. I know she was in a couple other things other than Throw Mama from the Train. I feel like she was also in an episode of Alf, but don't... Yeah, Danny DeVito. I can't believe I forgot his name. Believe it or not, I never actually saw the Goonies. I should probably do something about that. I didn't remember Deadly Friend. Have I seen... Oh, hi, Michael Carter. Have you seen Mystery Science Theater 3000? Of course I have. I don't know of anyone who hasn't seen it. She has the best death in any horror movie in Deadly Friend, a basketball to the head. Oh, I think I've seen that clip. I didn't remember that that was her. Oh, Crichton's best episode of Series 70. Yeah. Good point. I saw Sonic in Red Dwarf fan art once, if I remember correctly. Sonic was Lister, Shadow was Rimmer, Knuckles was Cat, and Tails was Crichton. That's very random. Someone dubbed only the good over clips of Sonic 10. I remember Sonic was Lister, Knuckles was Rimmer. Yeah, Knuckles being Rimmer maybe makes more sense. I don't know. You guys keep telling me things I can stream that are on consoles, and I can't get consoles to stream right now, is the whole point. Also, I've streamed Silent Hill 1 not too long ago. Oh yeah, Josh Brolin. Before he was the Mad Titan. He was also Cable in Deadpool 2, which was great. closest we have to brown sauce would be like A1 steak sauce. Oh, okay, yeah, I forgot about that. I feel like Sonic's the only one that works in that mashup while everyone else is miscasted like Red Dwarf USA. Yeah, Rouge's cat makes sense. I don't know the other two characters really. It is literally just called brown sauce. I can't describe the taste beyond being vaguely spicy. Brown sauce is a British sauce and is usually a staple sauce provided as an option alongside tomato and barbecue. HP sauce is an offshoot of brown sauce and has more of a spicy kick to it. Okay. You haven't seen any of MST3K, Birdie? I'm surprised. It's such a long-running series. I feel like everyone has to have seen at least one episode. Barbecue sauce is the only decent brown sauce in my opinion. I like barbecue sauce with chicken nuggets. I think that's a really good combination. It's about the only thing I eat it with normally. I wondered how long it would take before we were in the food part of the stream. Never actually watched a full episode of MST3K, just seen people, mostly Linkara, used clips from it. I have watched plenty of riff tracks, though. Oh, damn, I have to go to the bathroom again already. I'll be right back. Don't let me run over you, Tara. Okay, she's not as close as I worried she was. I guess I need more water, too. Well... nah. I still got some. It literally just said it's a condiment, usually dark brown in color. Well, duh. Mike is your favorite host. I prefer Joel. That is a well-used chair. Yeah, I know. It's actually Lee's old chair. I keep getting his hand-me-downs. I think I might also be the only person who has never watched the Game of Thrones TV series. I haven't watched it either. This is as iconic as a chair from Silent Hill Downpour. Oh my god. Oh yeah, Cherry from Pee Wee Herman's show. Sorry. I feel like Game of Thrones is something I might have liked, but I just got so tired of hearing people talk about it all the time, and then apparently it went downhill in the last couple seasons, so kind of lost interest. Alright. I'm gonna have to go over time to get through these, but I really want to get to the end of season 7.
Isn't it incredible? Look at those crystalline formations. They're fabulous.
Yep, Kachansky is still a nerd.
Fabaru?
The average rainfall of the oil-rich coastal lowlands of Venezuela.
No, I couldn't. Okay, 3.4 inches, so what?
Not to be outdone, Crichton talks about his qualifications.
Many years ago, I completed my course at Toilet University, where I studied the laboratorial sciences.
Anyway, they come across
The
an
laboratorial
ice-covered asteroid
sciences.
containing a starship, so they go to check it out.
There's a woman in there.
Where they find a woman who has been frozen. Apparently she's still alive, so they bring her on board.
Temperature's been in the constant 90 degrees, and yet she's still completely cold and unresponsive.
But what about Miss Carmen?
Okay, that was funny. If only for Crichton's body language. Lister got a kick out of it, too.
I was talking about Miss Carmen.
In any case, they cannot get the ice to thaw.
Recommend we wait until the chemical analysis results are completed in the morning, sir.
Later that night, when no one is around, that's when the ice melts.
Ugh.
Meanwhile, Lister's asleep and, yeah, this isn't going to be pretty. Naturally, he assumes it's Kachansky because he's dumb. For some reason, Crichton knows that someone is in there with Lister and makes the same assumption he did.
She's in here, isn't she?
What do you mean, man?
You promised me you wouldn't like her more than me.
Ugh, the voice is back.
Mr. Kachansky, what do you think?
Anyway, Kachansky shows up, revealing that it wasn't her.
Shame mode.
Yeah, that mode needs to be switched on a lot more often this season. Anyway, cue more awkwardness as Lister figures that she just climbed out of the shower through the vent shaft or something.
Unfinished business. That was a long time ago. Things are very different now.
And he's ready to continue.
What is the springs?
Like you were the last man alive.
I am the last man alive.
I rest my case.
So he goes back into the shower to get his duvet and finally figures out that wasn't Kachansky earlier. Fun fact, she was wearing fake teeth that Craig Charles pulled out with his own teeth as a gag.
And he went, hey guys, look at this.
But the creators liked it, so they kept it in.
But it was never as funny as the moment he first did it, because I had no idea he was going to do that.
Ed Bye is so
When you
cute.
don't know that, it looks like her tongue is coming off in his mouth, which is pretty gross. Anyway, shortly after, she dies.
I've just been molested by Tutankhamun's horny grandma.
Tutankhamun's horny
Turns out that
grandma.
She's been dead for 3 million years. So where were the life signs coming from?
More to the point, where did they go?
Later on, Lister isn't feeling too well. Kachansky just thinks he's being a big baby, because of course she does.
There's a foreign substance in your blood, and it's the Epidem virus, sir.
So the Epidem virus was created to block nicotine cravings from
That's
reaching the
mommy.
brain,
Aw.
but it ended up blocking the brain's need for blood and oxygen.
For the first 48 hours, it consumes its host, then hijacks the corpse and goes looking for a new victim. When it can't find one, it freezes the body and waits.
So the life signs they found didn't belong to the woman, but to the virus.
I've been tongue hockey to death.
But the virus is intelligent, and Crichton knows of a way to communicate with it, and he thinks that maybe they can reason with it.
I believe it's your only chance, sir.
So Crichton hooks Lister up to the translator.
And a great big hi to all of you out there in Flesh and Bloodland.
And it sounds like a game show host, because Red Dwarf.
Let's run down the rules. If you win, you get to live.
Anyway,
Hi,
when
Cinematic
the Epidem
Sith.
virus kills someone, it absorbs all of their knowledge. So it basically gets more knowledgeable with every victim.
So as you can appreciate, killing you ain't exactly a career highlight. No offense, but when you're a virus, there's not much call for knowing how to open a lager bottle with your anus.
Lister tries to reason with it, and it basically thinks of feeding off Lister as the same as Lister eating a chicken.
I have certain qualities that elevate me above poultry. I can think. I can play the guitar.
Better than a chicken. Time for your species to check out, Davy. Who's the
Dirty unis.
So yeah, that didn't work out too well. So they have a rather drastic solution, but it might be Lister's only chance.
The plan is to inject antivirals in a precise pattern through your body, forcing Epidem into your arm. And then you cut it off.
Lister reluctantly agrees.
But make it my left arm, okay? Because my right arm does all my favourite things.
And heading for the left shoulder, 309.0. No, 308.
Anyway, they kind of screw up and the virus ends up in Lister's right arm.
What's
So
the empty
they've gotta
child?
take that. But the virus keeps moving away from it, so...
Still not enough.
Only Red Dwarf would be playing this for laughs.
Oh, he just starts throwing them in.
So instead of
Come
having
here.
lost some of his left arm, he's
Stop
lost
being a
most of
butt.
his right arm.
What kind of navigation officer can't tell left from right? You did what you had to do to save me life.
And it didn't even get rid of the virus, so it sucks to be Lister right now.
7% of Epidem's virions have found their way back into your body. They're currently multiplying exponentially.
Anyway, while Crichton and Kachansky are bickering, Kat reveals that Lister is missing, along with some explosives.
It could be a connection.
Come on! It turns out that he's planning to go back to the ship where the virus came from and blow it up along with himself.
At least I'll rob it the satisfaction of killing me.
Sorry, just grabbing something to eat.
Christmas special?
Let's set the timer for 5 minutes, shall we?
The rest of the crew want to stop him, but he's determined and kind of makes up a will on the fly.
Chris, I want you to have the collection of songs I wrote about you. There's only 2 things that rhyme with Kachansky. I used them Pansky twice. So you'll leave all my laundry. Keep it clean for me, man.
Oh, sir.
Cat, you can have anything you want from the wardrobe.
I love Kat's response.
Great! I need some hangers.
Ends the transmission and goes back to talking to Epidem.
The people of this ship kept searching for a solution right until the end.
And gets it to spill some info.
They even overloaded their engines. They were so near.
They weren't running from something, but to something.
Lister gets back on board
Hi, Jane.
Starbug, and Crichton asks it for more info.
How could Starbug's drive module be reconfigured to be made more efficient?
Reroute the pulse relays by the auxiliary conductor nodes and transpose all the prime numbers in the first line of the output to the energy equation.
The Leviathan was heading for Delta 7 for the Epidem cure. Trouble was, by the time we reached Delta 7, I'd be dead.
So Starbug has been upgraded, and it is on the way to Delta 7.
Scanning surface. Oh my god.
Except that there's nothing on the planet.
You knew, didn't you?
Something to make Dave think there was hope. The whole planet was flamed to get rid of me. But I had already left and one of the Star Corps medical engineers.
Kachansky seems to get an idea.
Until then, night.
Look at Crichton standing up straighter for the anthem. And now Kachansky returns to try something even more drastic.
I'm gonna stop your heart, okay?
What?
She stops his heart, effectively killing him. The virus reanimates Lister, who bites her on the hand, apparently transmitting the virus to her.
The long-running virus Epidem has been renewed for another season.
Wrong, Buckhead. You're axed.
I know I said it was a drastic plan, but Jesus. It's always a good episode when Kat falls over.
Are you gone completely insane?
Go
But nah, it
Kachansky.
turns out it wasn't her arm.
I injected it with blood and adrenaline.
That was pretty awesome. Go Kachansky. Even Crichton's impressed.
But I really have to accept that I'm gonna have to eat on my own hat.
So much so that they just walk out of the room and forget about Lister. But they get back in time to save him.
For not staying dead.
Aw. And so ends Epidem. As season 7 episodes go, I think this one's pretty good. It's got a couple of the usual season 7 bugs that I could do without, but the good outweighs
Bugs.
the bad for me with this one. Of course, the highlight is the virus. Making it intelligent and giving it a fun personality is just such a Red Dwarf thing to do. Though apparently their original idea for the voice was to go with Patrick Stewart, who is a fan of the show. But with how dark the story is, they figured it'd balance out better.
How they still not had Patrick Stewart on here.
And therefore provided some comic relief. Honestly, the voice kind of reminds me of Audrey, too, from Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh yeah, a little
Also,
bit.
I love Kachansky kicking ass in the end. I'm never quite sure how I feel about her. On one hand, she's kind of stuck up, so I don't want to root for her, but part of the reason she acts like that is because the others give her crap about the fact that she's smart, so in a way I do kind of root for her sometimes. Either way, she was brilliant here, so credit where it's due. Next up is Nanarchy. Yeah, I was originally going to cover both of these episodes in one video, but each kind of has its own focus, so I figure it'd be better to give each its own video. Also, it's the holidays and I'm short on time. See you then.
Sorry, I had a... hang on, I'll say it after this is over. Down into me crevice. Me crevice. Sorry, there was a box of peanut brittle on the table and I couldn't stop thinking about it. I had to get some. Crichton Best Face compilation. Won't be as long as Rimmer's Best Face compilation, yeah. Wouldn't he smell anything? Good point. Hi, 52262. I know too much curry would have killed his taste buds, but would that affect his sense of smell? Good question. Maybe? I think we should do a count of Dina saying, ugh, it's that voice again. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Gonna say bye after this one. Got an early start. We'll say this episode has another great example of perfect gross out humor. Yeah, it does. I can still remember seeing this scene when I was little. So gross. Tongue hockey to death. I remember watching the show. There's another version of YouTube I've never seen before. That reminds me to get more licorice. If she was a Space Corps officer doing that in 0G, she'd be violating the directive regarding false teeth. Oh, you guys were talking about a Doctor Who episode, okay. I do think the Epidem as a sinister game show host is a great idea that is well realized. He's my favorite thing about these two episodes, yeah. He was handled really well. Lister does seem like the type, by this point, who would turn into a big baby anytime he got sick. Yeah, I guess it does kind of suit him. Season 7 has its bumpy moments, but can we all agree that the Epidem virus is the best and most charismatic villain? Yeah. Probably. Lister was never in a cartoon. He's fair game. And here we learn of possibly Lister's most questionable personal habit. Does Lister even know what a bottle opener is? The last one we know he used was an escape pod release mechanism. The episode of Doctor Who with the "Are you my mummy" line with the little kid wearing his gas mask. A little kid zombie wearing a gas mask. Interesting. I love that image of Crichton giving the finger. Got used in a later episode with Talkie Toaster. Oh, yeah. Feeding Cybercat is the top priority. Along with feeding my actual cats. Oh. I wasn't really hungry so much as I just couldn't resist the peanut brittle. And it has a deadly virus. Okay. Cat falling over compilation. I think he's only done it like 3 or 4 times, so that'd be a pretty short compilation. Yeah, Cat's reaction is the best. One thing I don't get is why she cut off the arm off her jacket. The only people she would be fooling is Crichton and Cat. Yeah, I guess so. Ah, well. I still think Cat's best pratfall is the end of Justice when he whacks the simulant all over the head with the shovel. Yeah, I can't decide if that one or this one are better. I was going to say that you eating earlier reminded me of a bit from a BBC show with Philomena Kunk talking to a scientist. Okay. Hi, George. I have read some... Oh, you're talking about... I'm skipping the Sonic comic talk. Or Sonic cartoon talk, etc. Well, actually, I don't think I'll go too far over time. I might go until, like... Have to go until, like, 4:30 or something, but that's not too bad. Okay, Adam, thanks for stopping by. Never accept an open bottle from Lister. The internet would describe the next episode as angsty. Yeah, I guess it would. Aight, let's go. Nanarchy.
Last week on Red Dwarf, something terrible happened to Mr. Lister. Watch this.
After a quick recap, we open on Crichton helping Lister play guitar with one arm. I can't decide if this gag goes on too long. If not, it comes very close.
Oh, bravo!
Naturally, Lister is depressed about having lost an arm, so the rest are trying to cheer him up.
There are countless people who have lost an arm.
Oh yeah, this is the angsty one. Of the two.
I love the one-handed air quotes.
Normal.
Naturally, they're doing a bang-up job of trying to think of famous people in history with a missing arm.
Goodness, speak French.
Well, that's a good one.
The Venus de Milo.
Come on, Kachansky, you're supposed to be the smart one.
That guy from The Fugitive, he had one arm. What was his name?
The one-armed man.
That's him. See, that's the three.
He was a murderer.
The painter, the Welsh guy. You know, the one with one arm. Bang, go, go, go.
Cat's definitely in character, though.
The one-armed bandit. It's a machine, you gimp.
I'm going to live. I don't actually need to go now, but since it takes me 45 minutes to unbutton me flies, I should probably make a start.
Is that the only time since season 1 that Red Dwarf had a previously on moment? It might be.
Biscuits here?
Please.
Of course, he could just do that himself if he just set the teacup on a table. But that's the point. He's given up and isn't even trying.
That's so silly, just holding it up.
Another big big?
Yes, please.
I'm just dunking Bicky's mom.
Meanwhile, Lister won't even scratch his
Oh, he's just Big Bick and
As always,
Bickies.
Crichton is more than happy to be there.
He doesn't need you running around after him like he's some kind of idiot.
Meanwhile, Kachansky rightly doesn't approve and thinks Lister should be learning to do things for himself.
Back off, Lister. Let him learn to cope on his own. It's the only way.
She has to explain the concept of tough love.
Does it involve dressing up?
It makes sense that he wouldn't know about that. It's basically in his nature to help, which for him usually just means doing whatever is asked of him. In any case, Crichton is going to get started building an artificial arm. Later on...
It's a real son of a bitch about your arm, bud. Losing an arm. That is one terrible thing.
Cat is being helpful as always.
Ooh-wee, that's tough.
This is his triggering Lister's claustrophobia and duck suit times 100.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to affect my life? And I've been thinking about this, and I think the answer is Yes, it is.
Of course, Lister just ignores him and keeps telling him to make his move, and Cat just keeps going.
Put it there, buddy. Move! Okay, I'm going. I don't think you've been listening to a thing I've said.
Aw. Sometime later, Crichton hooks Lister
Here we
to
go.
his new arm.
Now just think. I will pick up the ball.
But it's gonna take some practice to master it.
Yes! Oh, bravo, sir! In other words, if I want to pick up a ball, I'm going to have to take the morning off.
So Crichton turns up the sensitivity so Lister could try again.
And pick up the ball.
Crichton getting punched in the head is so satisfying in season 7.
Yep.
And pick up the ball.
Clunk.
That's never gonna get old.
I love that
You see,
sound.
it's subconscious. You're thinking, hand, pick up the ball. But your subconscious is saying, punch Crichton in the head.
Crichton, that's rubbish.
Later on, Kachansky brings up the idea of using Crichton's nanobots.
They break objects down into their component atoms and then recombine those atoms to repair damaged circuits. Nanotechnology.
I think this is the first time they've been mentioned. Either way, there's a really cute bit here where Crichton explains how the nanobots break down particles to make a new thing out of it in a super simple way so Cat will understand.
It's possible to make diamonds out of pencils?
It's also possible to make computer chips out of sand.
In any case, Kachansky thinks that the nanobots could rebuild Lister's arm from excess tissue, but apparently they disappeared at some point, and Crichton doesn't know where they are or how to find them since they're microscopic.
What was the last repair they made?
When we were on the Esperanto, just before we met the Despair Squid.
Wow, there's a throwback. No mention of nanobots in that episode, though. So they head back to the ship they originally encountered and back to reality. Obviously, that's going to take a while, so Crichton puts the rest of them into suspended animation booths. But it turns out that the computer's woken them up early because it found something.
According to all our scanners, that planetoid out there is Red Dwarf.
Yeah, it must be on the blink.
So it turns out that they are near the Esperanto, which is close to where they lost Red Dwarf. So they land on the planetoid and take a buggy because there's a nasty sandstorm.
Okay, I'm going to take some readings and grab some soil samples.
So they send poor Cat out there. Kachansky is surprised that Lister came along.
Can I ask you a question?
But now that they're alone, Lister basically asks if missing an arm makes him less attractive.
Losing an arm isn't going to make any difference to any woman who cares about you.
What about sex?
Not here, it's too sandy.
I love how unexpected that comeback was. Go Kachansky.
Yeah.
Take a look.
Anyway, Cat returns with some readings that tell them that the sand on the planet was made from computer chips. Remember Crichton mentioning something like that earlier?
According to the particle analyzer, this planetoid is Red Dwarf.
Get ready for the biggest plot
So they all go out
twist.
to collect whatever they can find that looks useful. It doesn't look like anything at first, but Lister manages to dig out a familiar-looking watch.
Right, dudes.
Holy crap, it's boy-type Holly.
It's a boy type.
Then decided they'd be better off without you.
Yeah, it was shortly after they'd met me.
From one machine to another, welcome back online, Holly.
What's happened to him?
Holly doesn't recognize Crichton. I can't decide if that's a gag about how Holly was being played by Hattie Hayridge during Robert Llewellyn's run on the show, or if it's just Holly being
Oh, sorry, baby
senile
girl.
as usual. Could be both.
I'm Crichton.
Crichton? I'm sorry, mate. It was the way the light was shining on you. What's the right word? Face, I suppose.
All the shenanigans aside, after nearly 2 whole seasons, they finally found Red Dwarf.
But what was it we spent months chasing? What was producing that vapor trail?
Red Dwarf. We were chasing the nano Red Dwarf. That's why the readings were so minute and hard to pinpoint.
Interesting twist. But what about the nanobots?
How could they outrun us?
Scanners are programmed to scan on the outside. To escape, they just had to stop.
Well, it turns out that they might actually be hiding in Starbug.
He's back. Kicking bottom or what?
So Crichton scans the inside of the ship, and it turns out that they're in Lister's dirty laundry.
The ship is now so small that to the nanos, a hole in one of your athletic supports is at least the size of a galaxy.
Dave Lister, the man with the galaxy-sized jockstrap.
It takes a few tries, but Crichton gets them.
Still the same.
They changed!
Nail the little blighters.
Lister wants to find a way to establish contact, but Crichton has a better idea.
Can you hear me, you pesky little critters? Have you any idea what you've done? Deserting your droid, you've broken every reg in the manual.
That's telling him, Criters. Anyway, he demands that they rebuild Red Dwarf and Lister's arm.
If you don't, you'll get more of this.
Robbie.
Here, on the tip of my finger, sir. Millions and millions of them. All I have to do now is insert them into your body.
I've seen seen this image used intentionally out of context all over the internet. Honestly, if you want to show Crichton flipping the bird, I think this is a better choice, since he's actually, doing it there.
Epidemic, sir. Thank God for that.
Anyways, some time has passed and they're about to find out if Lister has a new arm or not. Turns out he's got more than that.
It's been a 100% success, sir. In fact, it's been a 500% success.
They probably didn't mean any harm. I think they were trying to make up for before. We'll get them to have another go, okay?
There's a sight. And now Red Dwarf has been rebuilt.
Seems even bigger than I remember.
In a similar way.
Guys!
And so ends Nanarchy. I liked this episode a lot. I thought the drama with Lister dealing with losing his arm was handled well. In typical Red Dwarf fashion, it's partly played for laughs, but there's kind of a sad undercurrent. Along with everyone trying to make him feel better about it and doing such a bad job. Again, played for laughs, but their hearts are in the right place. Then there's the slapstick with Lister's prosthetic arm. If I was to nitpick, I might point out that a couple of the gags maybe went on a little long, but overall I liked the episode. It's kind of interesting that future Lister from Future Echoes had a mechanical arm. Like I said when I covered that episode, apparently they always intended for Lister to lose an arm at one point, but apparently it was a different timeline since he ended up getting his real arm rebuilt in this episode. I'm sure there's some argument to be made about how that doesn't make sense, but whatever. So now we're wrapping up Season 7. Once again, it's ending on a cliffhanger. Like I said, Season 7 was a mixed bag, but in general, I'd say I liked it more than I disliked it. They tried some new things with it, some of that stuff worked and some didn't. I'll be getting to Season 8 soon, but next will be a special that came out sometime
Oh,
during
right!
Season
I
7
forgot
called
about this.
Can't Smeg Won't Smeg, which was a cooking show. It'll make sense when I get to it. See you then.
White alert. Don't even tell me what that means.
Wait, sorry, went too far.
White alert. Don't even tell me what that means, because I have a feeling I know, and if I'm right, it's the grossest thing I've ever heard.
I help him get rid of the crumbs around his mouth.
That's what I thought. And it's absolutely gross.
Oh, that's cute. Pause on Ainsley Harriet here. Whose initials are AH. You can ignore Sonic, but you can't ignore British Knuckles. That's true. Calabrian chili goes great on pasta with bacon and mushrooms. Not really a fan of mushrooms, and I'm not sure what Calabrian chili is, but I'll take your word on it. One of those rare episodes where Lister admits he isn't a good guitar player. Yeah, Tika to Ride did recap Out of Time, but it wasn't really like a previously on segment, though. They kind of wrote it into the dialogue. Jumping the gun, but Cat rules in this for his one-armed bandit joke, and Mr. Pitbull put it there, buddy. Cat was horrible, completely on accident. It's so funny. Crichton has activated mum mode. One of 2 tough love seasons in Red Dwarf. Another Bic Bic. That was so fun. I've never heard biscuits called that before. Or Bickies. God, Cat is sometimes really bad at reading the room. Sometimes? Lister referenced this bit in his Rise of the Arsenal review. Oh, I remember him referencing some Red Dwarf scene, but I don't remember which one now. My subconscious says punch Crichton in the head a lot in this season, too. I wonder if Hydra had similar problems with Bucky Barnes' mechanical arm. Who did he keep punching, I wonder? Arms, how do they work? I can only punch things. I think Lister's subconsciously been wanting to sock Crichton for some time. Wouldn't be surprised if Lister is still mad at him helping Rimmer over the ending of Tika to Ride. I don't know if Lister was mad about that, though. I think he kind of liked being trapped with all that curry. Best part of this is hearing good old Norman saying, "What's happening, dudes?" Yeah. Not here, it's too sandy. That was so funny. He's back. Kicking bottom or what? What a hype return, except it was completely wasted in Series 8. Yeah, it really was. It reminds you of why they took Hawley out in the first place. Like, he's kind of pointless with Crichton being the one with all the techie dialogue. I hate sand, it's rough and coarse and it gets everywhere. I think I'd forgotten about that meme when I made this episode, otherwise I might have referenced it. Good lord, Starbug has been traveling for several centuries by now. It makes it all the more poignant when it finally explodes, when it actually reaches Red Dwarf. Yeah, that's true. Shortly after they met me. Tortured squealing from within the jar. It's pretty funny. How dare you shrink down and run away from us? To be fair, assuming... Whoops. There it goes. Assuming boy-type Holly and girl-type Holly have different memories, I'm not surprised boy-type Holly doesn't immediately recognize Crichton. Well, I would assume they do. It was just a different face, right? Same person. Nowadays he could do rehearsals over Zoom. Yeah, that's true. It's like that Futurama episode, but horrifying? I'm not sure which one you mean. Swivel till they squeal like pigs on a honeymoon. That's another good example. That would have been a better one, probably, now that I think of it. I would probably be pretty sad if I lost my arm, too, yeah. They always intended for Lister to lose an arm at one point, just not permanently, yeah. Excuse me. If Lister got a mechanical arm by the end of his life, how can the same smeg happen to the same guy twice? Can't Smeg, Won't Smeg was a lot funnier than it really should have been, but then Ainsley is always a riot, that's true. If Ainsley had been brought in to replace Rimmer, he could have softened the blow a little. Good point. I wonder what explanation the fandom has pulled out of their ass for how Can't Smeg, Won't Smeg is even happening if they didn't just write it off as non-canon. Oh my god, it wouldn't even surprise me if fans were trying to figure out how it's in canon. We often call biscuits bickies over here. Bic Bix is a first, though. Calabrian chili are peppers from that region in Italy. They're more savory in taste and not too hot. Oh, that's cool. Gotta love that freeze frame of Ainsley Harriet, yeah. This is what we're in for next time. It took place between Series 8 and Back to Earth. Oh yeah, that would make sense, I guess. Anakin Skywalker's least favorite Bionicle year is 2009. Stop talking about Bionicle. Ainsley actually started off in comedy, not surprising really, yeah. Great sharing another live stream. Hopefully I can catch the next one from the start. Gonna jump off for now, so take care and see you next time. Smoke me a kid, I'll be back for breakfast. Okay, tourists, see us. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you next time. Due to the slight personality differences, maybe Norman and Hattie's were meant to be two different characters. I never thought of it that way, to be honest. I thought they were similar enough. They're going to be a little bit different because it's two different actors, so. I remember a meme I saw where Rey held up that Sith dagger saying, "This dagger has done terrible things." The one where Fry gets parasites that improve his body. Oh, yeah. I remember that one now. They remember the detail of Lister losing his arm in Future Echoes, but not when he got married in 5 years in Status Leak. Oh, yeah. Youngling Slayer 9000. Obligatory, it's not a Dina stream without heartburn comment. I don't think I've really had heartburn this time around. Oh, I think I take that back. I think I did a little in the beginning. I wonder if they'll make curry on that cooking show. Of course they did. Ainsley could easily keep up with the Dwarfer's comedic timings. Yeah, he was really great in this. How many times have they teased Lister losing his arm by now? Body swap, Epidem, and at least one other, I think. Red Dwarf Night was an awesome event to watch. It's also where we first saw that clip of the child asking, "What does Smeg mean?" Oh, yeah, that would have been from that, wouldn't it? I kind of like the idea of Crichton kind of being a parental figure to Lister. Yeah, I do like that. It's cute. For Crichton, they state that they couldn't get back his original personality, so he could be two different characters between Season 2 and Season 3. Hawley, however, just changed his face. Yeah, that's how I always saw it. Yeah, I don't have heartburn, but my throat hurts, so. I think they decided not to reference that episode again because of Lister's casual reaction to knowing one of his sons would suffer a violent death at a young age. That was so weird. What a weird choice that line was. Also, Ainsley had experience with the Dwarfers due to playing a Gelf, yeah. Longer is always better. Actually, what's mind-boggling is that Status Leak was never referenced in either Series 7 or 8. That's true, they mentioned Future Echoes, but not Status Leak. Okay, everybody, thanks for joining me, and hope to see you next week. I'll probably just be doing more Red Dwarf. I want to do an art stream at some point, but I don't have my next drawing finished yet, so probably be another week or two before that. I'm curious if the nanobots recreated the stasis leak with the rest of the ship. Oh yeah, good point. Smeghead returns, I mean Rimmer. All right, everybody.